broadcasting live at a jam-packed Kliever Armory in beautiful Portland, Oregon, as Prestige and West Coast Pro proudly present Conquer the World. My name is Jordan Castle, joined in the booth by the incomparable influencer himself, the Z-Man, Brian Zane.
You know something, Jordan? I got a chill when I walked into this building tonight, because this building is where I had one of my very first matches. It's great to be back here.
Alphaso's first time here in the Kliever Armory. We've seen him as a part of Roseland 9 in the historic Roseland Theater, the Hawthorne Theater not too long ago, but competing here on the Kliever for the very first time. And Brian, as you can see, this truly emblematic of our partnership with West Coast Pro. Alphaso, in so many ways, a pillar, a tent pole of that organization.
Absolutely. He looks a lot more confident in his Kliever debut than I certainly did back in, 2006?
I feel like that's not saying much. And it's not hard to be confident with this type of ovation from the Prestige and West Coast Pro faithful. And it's not hard to be a fan favorite against, well, his opponent here tonight.
Yeah, well, you said the fans love him here. He hasn't been here that many times, but the Rose City fans love some Alphaso. This young man, on the other hand, though, not so much. Jordan, Evan Rivers looks like something fresh off the Las Vegas Strip with that outfit there, the lights and the reflective material there. And speaking of Las Vegas, let's talk about the impact Evan Rivers had when we were in Las Vegas for Nothing to Lose, that 8-man tag team match.
That's right, joining forces to form the Commonwealth, picking up his first victory here in Prestige Wrestling. We've seen a lot of Evan Rivers over the course of the last year, of course, in this very building as a part of the Cascadia Wrestling Cup, but hoping to parlay that Vegas momentum into singles competition here tonight in our opening contest.
I mean, if he puts as much effort into his in-ring ability as he did into his entrance attire, we could have a future star in our hands here.
Now the chant of Evan, you know what? I'm not sure if it's quite Alan A-hole levels, but it does roll off the tongue. And certainly the chants of Alphaso do the same.
I can't make out any of it. The acoustics are too echoey here.
The bell sounds and we are underway to deceptively agile big men in Evan Rivers and Alphaso.
That's right. One thing you might not really notice if you're just watching on television is really, yes, the deceptive size. Evan Rivers is a tall drink of water, for sure, and Zoe, he gives up a few inches, but he's still a large individual, a very strong individual.
Yes. Alphaso looking to employ that God Fist Lariat, a signature of his, as well as the Made in Oakland. Evan Rivers, likewise, much more of a high flyer, likes to employ the ultraviolet moonsault. As you said, Brian Zane has that supernova, the pump handle maneuver in his arsenal. You gotta think Evan Rivers with so much more to gain here, but Alphaso so much more to lose. This a joint effort with West Coast Pro and does not want to lose to Evan Rivers while representing the coast here tonight, Zane.
Oh, hey. Absolutely. I mean, the eyes of the world in wrestling are kind of on us right now between Prestige Wrestling, West Coast Pro, and of course our friends at DPW. A lot of things are moving and shaking here in the world of professional wrestling.
Well, Evan Rivers moving and shaking, flinching there, courtesy of Alphaso, who gave him a free shot. And Zane,
Oh, I flinched on that one.
Rivers more than happy to take advantage, but he might be paying for it here. Goozle in the corner from Zoe. Got to be careful he doesn't get himself disqualified here.
You said it.
Oh, come on, a flagrant shot to the eyes. That is cause for disqualification, but referee Fidel didn't see it.
As I was alluding to here, with this tri-company relationship we have, every win and every loss counts, whether it's for Prestige, West Coast, you name it. And right now, it's going to be a race to the top for these two men.
Alphaso taking Rivers off his feet, and I don't think he's done. Ooh, PK to the back, chop to the chest, off the rope. Zoe. Oh, big knee to the mush. Turnabout fair play for Alphaso.
What I like about Zoe, he's got no wasted motion. Everything he does is with purpose here.
And a kick out from Rivers. You mentioned that three-headed monster, Brian Zane. We will be joining forces with West Coast Pro and DPW on June 1st. Our return to the Vermont Hollywood when we present United. Already confirmed. DPW Women's Champion Danny Luna, DPW World's Champion. Oh, come on, again!
Now.
Again, the underhanded tactics from Evan Rivers biting the forehead of Alphaso.
Well, boy, the referee, Fidel, like you said, he's letting a lot of this go in the early going.
Again, trying to play it fast and loose is Fidel. Knows how important this opportunity is for both of these men, how important this match is to set the pace for the evening. Talking about underhanded tactics, DPW World's Champion Adam Priest will be in action June 1st. West Coast Pro Tag Team Champions Cowboy Way, and of course that big main event, Cedric Alexander versus Trevor Lee. What a night that's set to be.
You said it. Look at this beautiful head scissor takedown by Rivers.
Momentum brought Zoe back up to his feet, shoots him against the ropes, but Rivers lands on the apron. There's that deceptive agility here. Ducks the shot, one to the midsection of Zoe. Now Rivers perhaps thinking sunset flip.
Here we go. No, rolling over him. No!
Backbreaker!
Broke his back with his knee like so. Following it up is Alphaso.
Bone suplex and a kip up. Power, athleticism, and intensity in spades. Cover here.
Oh, here we go. See what he's doing here, he's taking too long. I think he's very proud of himself when he throws a big suplex or something like that, but he's got to turn around and turn that into a cover.
You also have to think Alphaso feeling the effect of that onslaught from Evan Rivers. He might be in control right now, Zane, but it's not as if the residual effects of that offense from Evan Rivers just goes away immediately.
Now, everything you do in wrestling, every offensive move, you take a little bit away from yourself as well. And Zoe's got to recognize that.
So asking the people for one more. Evan Rivers takes the momentary distraction. That's what I love about Evan Rivers.
Oh.
There's not much. He's not an easy guy to like, but give him an inch, he will take a mile. This case in point here, control of Zoe, up in the air.
Beautiful
down,
takedown.
yeah.
Here we go, he's gonna follow it up with a little stomping action. Ah!
Stomping the arm of Alphaso, twisting it in ways it is just not meant to go.
Boy, that hurt to watch, Jordan, and Rivers is not done. And he's gonna take advantage of what so far has been, in my opinion, some lax officiating by Fidel Martinez.
Perhaps that's why Evan Rivers is in control thus far. Let me ask you, Brian Zane. Evan Rivers, as you mentioned, successful in Las Vegas in that 8-person tag team match. Nasty shot to Zoe here, into the cover.
See, he's not wasting time. Boy, I thought that could have been it.
Has not had that same success in singles competition. What do you think he has to do here tonight against Alphaso to change his fortunes?
He has to do better than the other guy. That's typically the secret to success here. And he's got to take advantage of those mistakes. And that's what he's been doing so far. Look at this. He's twisting in about 8 different ways.
He has clearly found a target in the form of the arms of Alphaso. As I mentioned, Brian Zane, Zoe loves to employ that God Fist Lariat. How difficult is that to do when your digits are twisted like so?
I mean,
fish hooking the mouth now.
Look at that. He's kind of hiding it with his dreads, too. It's pretty clever.
Crowd rallying behind Alphaso here.
Rivers is really toying with Zoe at this point.
Uh-oh, crucifix. Looking to steal it. No. So clever from Rivers, grabbing that caught hammer and anvil elbow into a crucifix pin. Now dropping Zoe, hooking the leg once again.
Could be it.
No, still not enough.
Yeah, boy, I thought that Zoe had him kind of scouted, catching that elbow, but then he turned it around on him. That was a brilliant crucifix counter.
I'll ask you the same question, Z-Man. What does Evan Rivers have to do to win? What does Alphaso have to do to get back in this thing here?
Well, if he can shake out the cobwebs and get some feeling back in his hand, because that is a very powerful tool at his disposal. If he can get back in there, he's got a chance.
Evan Rivers gave him the opening, and Zoe's gonna take it. Wow. Huge knee strike, and Evan Rivers on Dream Street.
Boy, Zoe just shot out of the corner like a cannon with the impact of that flying knee, and that's gonna give him some breathing room here.
Kipping up once again, Alphaso on fire. The arms might be neutralized, Zane, but you gotta think he's looking for that God fist.
Oh, almost went for it there.
Repeated chops to the chest, trying to soften Rivers up a little more here, but Rivers...
You can see here he's really...
Oh, caught with a flurry.
Treating that left arm pretty gingerly. Oh, right now it's not slowing him down, though.
Spikes him on his neck. If you're Alphaso with those arms as neutralized as they are, you gotta finish this one as quickly as possible.
That's right, the longer this match goes, the worse it's gonna be for him. He's gonna end it right here.
And he might do it. Not if Rivers has anything to say about it. Lands on his feet. Ducks under.
Here we go, that supernova.
No, Alphaso saw it coming. Elbow to the mush. Super kick to the face.
Here we go.
Fireman's carry once again from Zoe.
Broke him.
DVD to the knee. Hook of the leg. No, not enough.
Wow, give credit to Rivers because a normal individual would have been wiped out by that.
Evan Rivers is no normal individual. Say what you will about his attitude. He's a hell of an athlete. Got a hell of a gas tank.
Oh, wow. That could have been disastrous.
Shoulders down
for
here.
Rivers. He's got it.
Putting that gas tank to good use here, perhaps finding a second wind of his own, and now thinking pile driver. No, power bomb.
Oh, he just stacked him. Look at this combination.
Rivers gonna win this here, Zane.
Oh, he's got it brutalized. This has got to be it.
No.
Man.
It's that survival of Alphaso. He gleaned it over during his time in the land of the rising sun, training with Marvelous, training and competing for Pro Wrestling Noah. But Evan Rivers looking to put an exclamation mark in the form of the ultraviolet moonsault, but no water in the pool, Zane.
He caught it.
Oh, thumb to the eye. Hey, an eye for an eye, Brian Zane. And a God fist lariat for Evan Rivers.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Made in Oakland.
Good night. What a way to kick things off here, conquer the world. Alphaso making an emphatic statement here with his return to Portland. These fans here at Prestige love it, Jordan.
Hard-fought battle here tonight from Alphaso. Ultimately, had to give Evan Rivers a little taste of his own medicine. Said, any eye you can poke, I can poke better. And for Alphaso, kicking us off with a big win. Brian Zane, what a card we have in store, my friend.
Oh my God, we've got enough action here to choke a camel, as they say. And what I'm really looking forward to, Jordan, is the inevitability of Sinner and Saint finally getting what's coming to them after the indignity of turning their backs on Alan Angels. Now that he's got his new business associate in Jordan Cruz, I think it's going to be a harsh reality for the former tag champs.
You gave me a break with this devil's advocate crap. Alan Angels runs Prestige Wrestling because of Judas Icarus and Travis Williams. Sinner and Saint, frankly, are the reason why Alan Angels is this organization's world champion. Tonight, they have an opportunity to prove that they were the key to success all along here in our main event.
And what about them if they are proven wrong, Jordan?
Now, Jordan Cruz,
that's the real question.
The new insurance policy, hopes that that's the case. That, our main event right now, more singles competition on the way, and another very unpopular individual set to make his way to ringside. It was back at Roseland 11 that Elliot Tyler shocked the world, defeating the devil in the dog collar death match.
And his career's never been the same.
You know, Elliot Tyler calls himself the burden to tradition, as you heard from ring announcer Evie Kiyoshi, that beautiful bald boy. And we don't have to like it, Brian Zane. After defeating the devil, after taking out the homicidal artist the way he did in a match of his own making at the Roseland Theater, it's very, very hard to argue with that fact.
Well, Elliot Tyler won a duel with the devil, and he got to keep a nice golden fiddle as a result. As you can see here, Tyler is full of confidence, not only with the defeat over Drexel, but hey, when you got Sid Silem in your corner backing you up, you can feel 10 feet tall.
Yeah, it's always the asterisks when it comes to Elliot Tyler, right? Very successful, very dangerous, thanks in large part, emphasis on the word large, to 6'4", 270 pounds of Sid Silem. Drexel promised to kill Elliot Tyler. Doesn't seem like they're going anywhere, Brian Zane, him or Silem.
Well, he's got a mouth on him, does Tyler.
Elliot Tyler might have a monster in his corner, but this man knows a little something about beasts. He's a gator tamer, he's a gator man, Brian Zane.
Here he comes, bringing down those gator chompers. I could go for an alligator po' boy right now, Jordan.
Okay, Evie. Jaya Jewel, another graduate of the West Coast Pro Academy, and talk about capturing the hearts and minds of West Coast fans, man. The connection that Jaya Jewel has this early into his professional wrestling career, it is second to none, Brian.
As a child, Jaya Jewel yearned for the swamps, and today he stands tall in the center of a ring as one of the more popular acts here in West Coast Pro for sure. He is also world traveled, spent some time in Japan. And right now he's got a chance to show off some of that skill he's learned against a very game Elliot Tyler.
You know, last time we saw Elliot Tyler here in the Kliever Armory was as a part of the Cascadia Wrestling Cup. He fell to Matt Brannigan in the opening round of that tournament. And that was, for lack of a better term, a very silly matchup. They had fun. They tried to bribe the official. They were doing bits the entire time. You have to think Elliot Tyler remembers the last time he was here, remembered how he was eliminated. Oh, come on! Sid Silem in the early going, saving his boy. Give me a break.
Well, he's picking his spots fairly early. I think this is going to give you a good indication of how much involvement we're going to see from Silem in this match.
Free Bradley better get this guy out of here, man. I don't care that he's big and scary. There's no business being here. As I was saying, last time Elliot Tyler was here, lost to Matt Brannigan. Very silly match in the opening round of the Cascadia Wrestling Cup. Yes, you have to think, Brian, looks back, thinks back to that moment, and is embarrassed by that. This new version of Elliot Tyler would scoff at that version, that man bribing and playing pretend and having fun with his opponent.
He's certainly been a changed man since the night he jumped Drexel at the Roseland Theater. And you might be right, Jordan. That match might have been the catalyst to this newfound energy and demeanor. Oh!
Hold on. Jaya Jewel looking for that gator roll, perhaps.
I would say so far it's paid off. Nice quick thinking by Tyler.
Yeah, scurries out of dodge. You notice how detrimental it would be to be caught in that gator roll. But a big boot from and Jaya Jewel might give him the opening.
He's won matches with this gator roll. It's simple but effective. So is that.
Stomps on the toes, does Tyler. Saito suplex here. Elliot Tyler's so fundamentally sound, right? He's not just piss and vinegar. He's got that Lionsgate Dojo foundation, does Elliot Tyler.
That's right, and Giant Jewel, you know, he's definitely a rough and tumble customer. He's a bit frayed around the edges, but he's got skills, you know, just when they come out at just the right time. We'll see if he can capitalize on that soon in this match.
Very technically sound is Crazy Cajun Jaya Jewel. Comes straight from Modesto, Louisiana. You do the math there. As Elliot Tyler digs the knee into the back of Jaya Jewel. What does Jaya have to do here to get back in this thing, Brian?
Needs to find a way to create some space, because right now being horizontal on the mat is not the place to be.
Well, trying to will himself onwards, courtesy of the people, trying to fire himself up with those gator claps, but Elliot Tyler cuts him down to size once again. And it's interesting, throughout his issue of Drexel, we've seen Elliot Tyler entangled in death matches, Rose City, dog collar, or otherwise. He's really getting a chance to show that fundamental wrestling skill that's made him so impressive since the early days, the infancy of Prestige Wrestling.
Tyler's had enough of Jaya's clapping, thank you very much. He's gonna try and keep those arms at bay. Wait a minute.
Jaya has not had enough of the clapping. It's so much more than a fun, nifty taunt, Brian Zane. It is emblematic of the connection with the audience, the connection that wills him towards victory in any situation, however tall the mountain might be.
Well, right now, Elliot Tyler just made a nice connection between his knee and Jaya's spine. And right now, this Crazy Cajun is feeling the effects. His back has got to be completely out of whack.
He doesn't do it very well. He does not do the thing very well. Oh, nasty chop. And Tyler gonna follow it up with another. Licking his chop. No, blowing a kiss to a ringside fan.
Smoocherino.
In the same way that Jaya Jewel feeds off the love of the people, I think it's fair to say Elliot Tyler feeds off of their hate.
Some people enjoy that kind of attention, and it works better for some than others.
Jaya ducks, springboard, back elbow, nobody home.
Boy, Sid almost made a move there, and again.
I think Jaya Jewel's trying to stick and move, trying to evade Sid Simon at any cost, and indeed he does! Dropping Tyler with a big lariat.
Now that time he was just taunting Sid.
Well, that's more than taunting. Big drop kick to the outside. Stay out of my business, says the Gator Man.
Jaya is all business here. One person down, another to go. He's got to hit a couple of consecutive moves, and maybe he'll have a shot.
Yever.
This could be it. Good night.
No.
Boy.
Jaya Jewel has Elliot Tyler down, no doubt looking to hit that gator roll. Here we go.
He's been working, he's been struggling to connect this move all matchup, and again.
Elliot Tyler went for toes.
Oh, this right time, to the back of the head.
Yeah, this time Jaya Jewel saw it coming, and now double underhook arms, butterfly, power bomb. No, only a two. And just like that, Sid Stylum back up to his feet. But it might not matter. Jaya Jewel again. Hooks in those gator roll teeth. Call Fred Durst, Brian Zane, because we are rolling, rolling, rolling.
Feels like it's Y2K again.
Just one of those days. Oh, looking for that later gator.
Well, Sid's had enough.
Oh, man, I've had enough of Sid. And that boot had no effect. That boot from Jaya Jewel had absolutely no effect on the big man.
Wait a minute. Nice assist there by Sid. Oh, hang on.
Come on.
He got him.
Referee Bradley clearly didn't see it. Sid Silent with the assist. Elliot Tyler was dead to rights, Brian Zane. It's as simple as that. Jaya Jewel had him hooked for the later gator. That is a game ender for the Crazy Cajun. And it's thanks to Sid Silum that Tyler eked out a win.
Well, once again, the insurance policy of Silum pays off. You may not agree with it, but it's been the ticket to Tyler's success for the last several months. Feeling very good about himself. And boy,
well, he's got some support in the form of the ringside faithful here does Jaya Jewel. He will live to fight another day.
Who gave him that necklace?
You want one of your own?
I don't know. I don't think so. That doesn't look good on me.
Not much does. Well, from one West Coast Pro Academy graduate to another in JT Thorne, a man who Jaya Jewel is indeed entrenched in an issue with. He'll be teaming with Matt Brannigan up next, Brian Zane. What an odd couple that is set to be.
Oh boy, this is going to be certainly an interesting clash of styles. I believe this is going to be the first time that JT and Matt Brannigan have teamed together. And I know that JT was looking for a tag team partner going into this show. I don't think he wanted Brannigan in his corner, but as we all know, beggars cannot be choosers.
You talk about a first-time team, that is certainly not the case for their opponents. The working man, Nick Stevens, the underground icon, Dave Dutra.
It's going to be a wild one.
Wild doesn't even begin to cover it, baby. He's double fisting once again, Z-Man. It's just a month ago that we saw Matt Brannigan. Oh, hold on. The introduction is not over. It does not seem like JT Thorne is down for that, Z-Man. Well, no one wants to see that. Nothing against JT Thorne, he's a very capable wrestler, but where's the fun in that?
Well, I think these two should have maybe done a little bit more pre-planning, discuss some strategy here, because I think these two have very different goals.
A real brick and balloon situation here between JT Thorne and Matt Brannigan. They say opposites attract. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case here.
Sometimes odd couples can create some very interesting success, but I think they have a lot to overcome here going against the Golden Era. This is a duo from California that's really been on the scene on the West Coast for the last 6 years now. They're finally finding a groove. Dutra and Nick Stevens, I've known these men for a long time, and I think this is the most dangerous they've ever been.
That is Nick Stevens on your left, Dave Dutra on your right. I've had the fortune of calling several Golden Era matches this year, and Brian Zane, the word that comes to mind is dominance. For them, tag team wrestling in general, is not a game. It's not even a sport so much as it is a battlefield. And battle is good.
I know Dutra fancies himself. I mean, he's a real king of battles. Like I said, I've seen him come and just grow in California for so long. He even took some time off from wrestling, and when he came back, he was stronger than ever.
We'll talk about stronger than ever. Look at Matt Brannigan cut up from the butt up and giving us a one-way ticket to the gun show here.
That's talking about guns. Look at Nick Stevens. I mean, he is... Well, the fans love themselves some Brand Man. I don't know how you can boo a physique like that.
There seems to be a little bit of favoritism on display. not an objective audience.
Little Jushin Liger. I can't believe I would compare Brannigan to Jushin Liger, but there you have it.
Well, talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling stalwarts, it was just about a month ago here in Portland, Oregon, that Matt Brannigan took Zack Sabre Jr. to his limit. Yes, that Zack Sabre Jr. to his limit at Roseland 11.
Oh yeah, that was a sight to behold. I couldn't believe what we saw. We almost had a viral moment for 2025 if Brannigan had won.
Talking about a viral moment, Brannigan again looking to juice up.
Now,
a little liquid courage here, Z-Man.
I don't know if you can do that in a National Guard armory, Jordan, but we are, I don't know. We've seen a lot slide so far in this show tonight.
So JT Thorne wants no part of it. I think JT Thorne's the kind of cat who would snitch to the National Guard.
Hey, you know, I don't blame him. He's a natural athlete. He's trying to focus and trying to win a match. Meanwhile, Brannigan, hey, I like a little libation as much as the next guy, but I would wait until I punch the claw. I
saw you in Vegas after Nothing to Lose, Brian Zane. I know you like a libation. Here's the thing, though. It works for Matt Brannigan. We're here in the Kliever Armory. It was this past summer in the Cascadia Wrestling Cup that Matt Brannigan had a generational run, Victories over Elliot Tyler and Ethan H.G., only losing to eventual winner Travis Williams in a nail-biter. Matt Brannigan makes the silly work. It's not a distraction. It's not a detractor. He channels it, as we're seeing here, towards success.
I would almost call him the king of drunk style, but I think someone might have already taken that one.
In comes JT Thorne, a blind tag, though I think Brannigan's fighting blind in a very different sort of way, and he's going to try his hand at the now legal underground icon, Dave Dutra.
Well, every rose has its thorn, and JT, his personality is full of them. I tried talking to him a little before the show, and boy, he really could not be bothered.
Yeah, I talked to him for maybe a hair longer than you. Wouldn't give me the time of day either. All he said to me is that, oh wow, well, saying a lot to Brannigan here.
And again, this is where a first-time team against two people who do not want to be teaming with each other. I mean, this is a recipe for disaster.
Rake of the eyes here from JT Thorne. He told me that he works hard, he puts himself through the BS, and now he's stuck with this clown. He feels insulted to be teaming with Matt Brannigan here.
I mean, it looks like Brannigan's eyes are already getting droopy. I think he's already feeling the effects of that concoction he's got there. It might be a stronger mix this time.
JT Thorne looking droopy here. Thought Dutra was going to go for the cover, instead control the arm here. These two, such an impressive unit. The fundamentals of the Golden Era are second to none, Brian Zane.
Like I said, they've been teaming for a long time. They've had time to perfect their craft and their timing together.
Nobody home on that knee. Did not perfect timing there, did Dave Dutra. Now caught in the clutches of JT Thorne.
I mean, these guys know a thing or two about tag wrestling. Dutra's even one former half of the Yolo County Tag Team Champions. Did you know that?
I'm aware, yeah. Shout out, Broseph. And now JT Thorne, he's going to take the drink. Is he going to do it? A little liquid courage of his own?
Well, Dutra, tell you what, he is in a bad way here, but imagine how much stronger Thorne could be. Now he's going to respectfully decline.
JT Thorne says he's here to wrestle.
You know what? Say no to peer pressure. I agree, JT.
Well, could not say no to that slam, courtesy of Dutra. Really favoring that left arm, that left wrist, it seems. Dutra's in a bad way, perhaps needs to make the tag to Stevens. JT Thorne right back on top of him here. And in comes the working man.
There we go. Nice timing by Stevens, waiting for his opportunity, bending Thorne in half.
Nasty backbreaker, follows through with a neck breaker. JT Thorne's getting broken here. Cover. No. The word that comes to mind with Nick Stevens is icy. There is ice in this man's veins. When he's in that ring, taking down an opponent as he's doing a JT Thorne here, the lights are on, but nobody's home, Brian Zane. A cold, calculated, merciless man is the working man.
He's really the pit bull of the tandem. He's got a certain kind of intensity that does a really good job bringing things to another level for the Golden Era.
What would a win here on a stage like this in Prestige, in West Coast Pro, their very first time for both of these organizations, mean for the Golden Era?
Well, I think it would...
Beautiful dropkick. I'm sorry to cut you off. One of the most picturesque drop kicks in the game here from Nick Stevens.
Beautiful drop kick and a win here.
Cover.
Hang on, which could happen imminently. I would say a win for either team would actually do good for them in the tag team rankings, not just for West Coast, but also prestige.
We know the Prestige Wrestling Tag Team titles are going to be decided later on tonight. The Midnight Heat defending against fan favorites, the Hammer Brothers. As I mentioned, Cowboy Way defending those West Coast Pro Tag titles. Cover here from Dutra.
Now look at that. That's actually some nice teamwork.
Cowboy Way defending against Sinner Insane if they are still tag team champions come June 1st in Los Angeles, California. And Dutra really had him there, Brian. If not for the insertion of Matt Brannigan, JT Thorne would have lost this match for his team.
Absolutely. So you got to give some credit to the brand man here. Who
Whoa! Well, you wanted the drink out of here, you got it in your face. Leaves the opening for a spine buster.
There's a splash zone here, but luckily Brannigan had a backup.
And Dave Dutra, talking about fighting blind here, Brian Zane. He can't see nothing.
Oh boy. He's gonna make his face all sticky. Who knows what kind of juice they put in that beverage.
Oh, I think it's a home cocktail from Brannigan. I think he's bringing these from home.
I severely doubt that there's a bar here at the Armory.
Oh, Brian, is JT gonna do it?
I don't think so. Oh, he's gonna run out of it by the time it's done.
He doesn't have a choice!
Ah, down the gullet of JT Thorne, and who knows, this might be the magic stuff.
JT Thorne fires up, baby!
Oh yeah, he's feeling that liquid courage. It's coursing through his veins. The thing about that though, it wears off after a limited time.
He's a lightweight.
Oh boy.
JT Thorne can't hang. Brannigan gonna do the heavy lifting for his team, makes the tag to Thorne.
I remember my first drink.
And he's wiping out both members of the Golden Era here. Firing up, looking for a little tite twister. But the Golden Era done their homework, Brian.
Not so fast, my friend.
Breaks through
it.
Double clothesline, wiping out both Dutra and Stevens. Those are big men, Z-Man.
Meanwhile, JT Thorne needs to get scraped off the apron here.
JT Thorne's out cold, man. He's not stirring. And Brannigan,
that's a really strong drink.
He's gonna use him as a weapon here?
Oh, now that's teamwork.
Is it? I guess. Wiping out the Golden Era. JT Thorne, a human weapon deposited on that top rope.
Nice, keeping him up there for a good measure. Oh wait, what's he doing? Look out!
He's only just now coming to. Crossbody weekend at Birdie's style, wiping out the competition. Matt Brannigan's so impressive, man. West Coast Pro, prestige, it doesn't matter.
I can't believe what we're witnessing here. I've heard about tag team fluidity before, but I've never heard of fluid making a tag team better.
Brian Zane, USOB. Golden Era taking advantage of the distraction. Matt Brannigan here. Got in the crosshairs of the crowd. They wanted to see a flip, and
hey, he's still out. He's still a weapon. Look
JT
out.
Thorne might do a flip. Down he goes. Brannigan evades his partner, and a noggin knocker from the Golden Era. Roll up to Dutra.
Here we go.
He got him.
Wow, we got Brannigan winning a tag team match before we got Grand Theft Auto 6.
Brannigan does it once again here in the Kliever. Brian, we posed the question before the bell rang whether or not he and JT Thorne could find that cohesion, that fluidity, as you said, as a tag team. And I'm not sure if we found our answer, but, well, Matt Brannigan turning lemons into vodka lemonade here tonight.
Oh boy, someone got to get him a glass of water and some eggs and bacon stat. You know, I would say they have to go back to the drawing board. Sometimes teams will win in spite of themselves. But as we can see here, hey, you know what? A win is still a win. And I guess the future's looking bright for this team regardless. Do you think JT even knows what's going on right now?
No clue. He's going to get to the backstage area, wake up, and start swinging. As you said, get this man some Alka-Seltzer, a little Pedialyte, please.
got to drink water before going to bed. They'll be right as rain.
Well, talk about rain. Brian Zane up next. The Rain City Stretcher. Liza Hall returns to Prestige Wrestling, head-to-head with one Maya World.
I tell you what, Liza Hall is a threat with a capital T here in Prestige Wrestling. She is one of the most versatile, technical athletes in all of wrestling, male or female, in the West Coast. And I think that she is going to be in for quite the fight tonight when she goes against what many people are calling the MVP of WrestleMania week in Las Vegas in Maya World.
Yeah, Liza Hall, a Pacific Northwest native, a Cascadia native in so many ways, but it's not just the last name for Maya. The world truly is her oyster, and we're about to see why here. It's a mighty rainy day here in Portland, Oregon. Previously seen Liza Hall head-to-head with some of the very best in the world. Women like Masha Slamovich, Trisha Dora, and Miyu Yamashita. Tonight, returning to this building, these organizations, for the first time in over a year with something to prove, Z-Man.
Absolutely. Liza Hall, the Queen of Thorns winner last year, looking to continue her winning ways here in the Rose City. This is going to be a big test for both women here. And I think here on this beautiful platform we have here on YouTube, the lights are on bright here at the Kliever National Guard Armory. I think these two are going to bring the absolute best out of each other.
Maya World brings the absolute best out of everyone she steps in the ring with. Man, you talk about that MVP status as a part of WrestleMania week in Las Vegas. It seemed like anywhere and everywhere you looked, Maya World was doing something, and more often than not, Brian Zane, that something was picking up victories.
You said it. Every once in a while on those big show weeks, there always is those individuals who really go the extra mile, the Iron Men, the Iron Women who perform multiple times, and it's really the stories of those individuals you love to see.
A trainee of the Fallen Goddess, the forever Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, and an alumni herself to Prestige Wrestling in Athena. So you gotta know, if you know anything about Athena, that's the type of style, that's the type of intensity that Maya World is bringing to this matchup.
Absolutely here, of course, Liza Hall. She is a second-generation wrestler, daughter of Raven Lake, and also the sister of Bambi Hall. So she's got a lot to live up to in many respects.
Both of these women with great pedigree in their own right. I'm not sure if this is the game that Maya World wants to play, and she knows it. You don't want to stay on the mat for too long with Liza Hall. Her technical acumen is some of the best going, not just in the Cascadia region, not just in independent wrestling, in all of professional wrestling. She is a true hidden gem in the world of technical wrestling, and that is a game that Maya World will most certainly lose.
Well, she knows how to hurt you, but I think more importantly than that, she knows just how to beat you, just how to take your own momentum and use it against you at the absolute most critical time. You don't even have to hurt anyone to beat somebody, and that's what's amazing about Liza Hall's offense.
Control of the arm here from Liza, really the feeling out process between these women. Such an important juncture in any pro wrestling matchup. Trying to muscle Maya World down. Maya, the site's slight strength advantage here, using it to good effect. Smothered in the corner from Hall, has got to stay off, begged off by referee Brad Lee.
Oh.
And a cheeky chop to the chest, courtesy of the Rain City stretcher.
Well, Maya World is going to give it back, and then some.
Maya off the ropes, arm drag from Liza Hall. One from World, these two so evenly matched, Brian Zane. Nobody home there.
Oh, I like that. Quick thinking.
Shoulders
with the
down, yeah.
Didn't get all of it, though.
Ducks the line once again. Huracan Rana, down goes Hall, and a tip up from World.
Well, looks like Maya knows a thing or two about using your opponent's momentum against you. And look at that. Liza was stunned in the corner, just a sitting duck.
She's a true five-tool athlete, is Maya World, during her years in education. And you see that sports background come into play. Ducks under, control of the waist. Liza Hall maintains on her feet.
Oh, look at
Fisherman
that.
suplex. No, only a 2. Unable to get the full control of that leg with the cover. I think it cost her there, Z-Man.
Well, she's built like a gymnast, but hits like a linebacker. It is Maya World. I mean, if you watch out, if you're not careful, you're going to get knocked out by her.
Hold on, fireman's carry here from Maya World. Looking to end this one quickly. Liza Hall with other ideas, no doubt trying to soften Maya World up for that Rain City stretch.
Oh, wait a minute. Quick thinking there by Maya, catching her, not letting her go.
Liza doing the same to Maya here, saying, you don't want to move? We're not moving.
Oh,
Big
boy.
suplex once again here.
Boy, it's a fine line between a suplex and a brainbuster, and that line was severely blurred.
Kliever. I think Maya World's vision may have been blurred there. My goodness. You can see Liza already favoring that neck here. That is not something you want to be feeling, and moreover, it's not something you want to be showing to your opponent, especially this early on.
No, Liza can pick that apart. She smells blood in the water and some joint manipulation there in the worst way.
Liza now staying on top of Maya. Oh no, we saw this in the opening contest.
There we go. Oh.
Targeting that elbow.
Ah,
Such a pressure point there, Brian Zane. Not only one of the hardest bones in the body, also one of the most sensitive areas of the body in terms of limb targeting.
There we go. She's going to have to try and shake that off and focus on the task at hand.
See, Liza Hall's enjoying herself here. She's having some fun taking the fight to Maya World.
Well, Maya's going to have to put the hands up or do something to fight back here, because right now she is just set herself up for a long night at the office here.
Maya able to get those hands up, as you said, Z-Man. Up and over goes Maya, rolling through.
I'll figure out how to finish sentences by the end of the night. Look at this. Oh, almost the strength. And look at the quickness.
Ankle lock cinched in.
Wow.
From Liza Hall.
Some jaws are dropping in the audience over the quickness of how she was able to counter that into the ankle lock. Look at the torque.
Not just the quickness, but the fluidity. Made it look so easy. And as Maya World reaches for that bottom rope, you know she made it anything but. Manages to force the break, Brian Zane. How much damage was done?
Well, you'd have to ask her when the match is over, but she is looking real worse for wear now. And between the elbow, between the ankle, I mean, more and more, Maya World is going to be forgetting the important objectives of the match.
Maya now
Look at this.
catching the midsection and the mush of Liza Hall.
Throwing those knees, they are effective, and a suplex.
Half and half variation. Maya World feeding off this Portland frenzy. She might have found a way back in this thing, Z-Man.
Wait a minute.
No, shot to the gut here from Maya.
This is going to be a very important point in time here for Maya. If she can put her away here, look out. Oh, nice little lucha libre action there.
And curiously, though, instead of going for a cover right into that crossface, a submission maneuver. I'm not sure how wise that is against the Rain City stretcher. And indeed, Liza Hall looking to steal it, but only a 2.
I mean, imagine Liza.
Cross arm breaker, thinking cross arm breaker, but Maya World very, very wisely interlacing those fingers. Excuse me, Z-Man.
Imagine what would happen if Liza lost a match here by submission. I don't think she'd hear the end of it.
Cross arm breaker cinched in. Forget losing a match courtesy of submission. She's looking to win a match courtesy of submission. But Maya World using that strong base for a cover, still only a 2. Oh my God.
Nice evasive maneuver there. Follows up with that forearm shiver.
Yeah, no evading that. And now Maya.
Oh, wait a minute. What's she got in store here?
Her roll up here from Liza. Her variation on the gory special, a game ender for Maya World. Looking to end the game here. No. Mahi struck cradle perhaps. Yeah, shoulders down. No.
Boy, Liza Hall's is getting turned dizzy with all these roll-up attempts.
Shh, a cover of her own, shoulders down. Back and forth we go, Z-Man.
This is certainly a struggle. These two are giving it their all here.
It is anyone's game, man. I'm not sure I've ever seen two women this evenly matched.
I mean, they've done their homework here. Going for that gory stretch again, maybe.
Oh,
or backslide.
Yeah, Liza Hall cuts her down to size.
Here we go.
Shoulders down. Whose shoulders are down?
That's an excellent question. Boy, that would have been interesting if that went to 3.
It would have been tough for Bradley to answer here. And another forearm shiver from Maya. Gory special!
With a trip around the world.
Cover! He got her.
That is how you make a statement in your prestige debut here in Portland. Welcome, Maya World, and truly, Jordan, the world is hers.
Maya World riding a wave of momentum from Vegas. And that wasn't luck, that wasn't Sin City gratefulness for Maya World. That was hard work. That was talent manifest here for Maya World in Portland. She's told me before she has aspirations of making it to Japan, a true lifelong dream for Maya World. Hey, for what it's worth, for what this guy's opinion's worth, I think she is as ready as anyone has ever been. Maya World, a very, very impressive victory, but hell, take nothing away from Liza Hall.
Absolutely, it was a hard-fought battle for both ladies, but I think that at the end of the day, it was, Maya World's breakout moment here, certainly on this show, and I think she's got a great future ahead of her.
Well, talk about breakout moments. Up next, the V guy, Von Vertigo, looking for a breakout moment of his own, trying to pick up a singles victory over one Starboy Charlie, a man steeped in history and gold in both Prestige and West Coast Pro.
That's right, they love him here in Oregon, but will that fan support guide him to a victory? We'll have to wait and see, but first, as you can see here from the Z-Man, we go to the V-Man.
All right, the V guy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Excuse you. Another man riding the wave of momentum that was that victory in 8-person tag team action. Back at nothing to lose alongside Commonwealth cohorts. But tonight, Vertigo looks to do it alone. He looked very, very impressive against one Casey Ferreira back in the Hawthorne Theater, and tonight, hopes for another impressive performance, but a different result against the Denim Dragon.
Von Vertigo, he is already failing to ingratiate himself with the fans here. I mean, this guy's very, very confident in his abilities, and sometimes the fine line between confidence and overconfidence. Right now, I can see he's straddling that line just a little bit. We'll see how he can do here against Starboy Charlie, one of the all-time greats already. Such a young age, already wise beyond his years, and he's going to be one to beat.
22 years of age, and Brian, here's a fun fact for you. The only man on tonight's card to have held both the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship and the Prestige Wrestling World Championship. Starboy Charlie, dare I say, hasn't even hit the prime of his career, and he's already this damn good. And you know, you talk about championship gold. Starboy Charlie with a great deal to prove himself. Recently lost. Excuse me. Hold on. You gotta lay out for the tune, man. It's a classic, but neither here nor there. Starboy Charlie recently losing the West Coast Pro Tag Team Championships alongside Crush Boy's partner Titus Alexander, 2 Cowboy Way, back in Las Vegas. So him and the V-Guy having very, very different nights in the city of Sin.
That's right, still a big smile on the face of Starboy Charlie.
I'll ask you this, Brian Zane. You think there's any part of Starboy Charlie that's perhaps underestimating the V-Guy, saying, I'm a former Prestige Wrestling World Champion. I'm a former West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion. Who's this guy ever beat?
Well, if he does feel like that, then I think he's got a one-way ticket to Loserville, because you cannot discount anyone, much less Von Vertigo. I mean, this guy came all the way down here from Toronto to try and make a statement here in Prestige Wrestling, impress the higher-ups at West Coast Pro, maybe even impress the Deadlock Boys.
A decade of experience in his native Canada, over a decade of experience, 7 years in Europe traveling the world, and hopes to parlay that into single success here in Prestige Wrestling. Covers Fast and Furious. And Starboy taking a seat here, Z-Man.
Have a seat, but don't get cocky.
Well, you know, you mentioned it for the V-Guy. I think the same can be asked, the same can be pondered for Starboy Charlie. Where does that line cross between confidence and cockiness? It's very, very thin. Catching the boot. Starboy says not today. Boot of his own to the midsection.
You know what separates the confident from the overconfident? Winning. That's the line.
Well, he's well on his way to winning with moves like that. Spinning heel kick. Kipping up. Arm drag. Starboy Charlie makes it look too easy, Z-Man.
Here we go. He's got him grounded here. That's a bad place to be if you're Vertigo, because like Starboy Charlie, he likes to take to the air.
Oh, come on, that beautiful head of hair. The V-Guy has one of his own. He should know better. 2 aerial artists are Von Vertigo and Starboy Charlie. No doubt going to see that athleticism put to task here. Caught midair and caught throat first on that top rope is Starboy Charlie. Big half and half suplex from the V-Guy.
And this is where momentum is so important. You can see Vaughn, he's feeling himself. Like I said, he's very confident. He will let you know how he feels.
And it's working for him thus far as a former West Coast Pro and Prestige champion in his clutches here. And you see Von Vertigo slowing down the pace, Brian Zane, right? He has that athleticism in spades. He knows how to fly high and then some.
Oh, look
at
that.
He's not, case in point, but he's not going to do it unless he absolutely needs to. Unlike Starboy, he's not looking to put on a show for the people. He's looking to win, and he might here.
He's got him covered. Oh, kick out at 1. Well, Vertigo, I got to give it to him. The way he just hurls himself at his opponent, he's like a cannonball. He's a fast individual for sure. Fans still firmly on Charlie's side. I can remember Charlie when he was just a member of the ring crew. He was able to give Rick Luxury a run for his money in APW, but boy, he's gotten bigger and stronger and tougher since then.
Standing moonsault cover. Tough enough to kick out, but not at 1 this time, Z-Man.
Speaking of which, Rick Luxury almost broke my face in this very building. He did a top rope leg drop, and boy, he got me good.
I really like this Rick Luxury guy. He sounds awesome.
Oh, he's a real mensch.
Starboy Charlie, of course, ingratiating himself to the Portland faithful alongside Titus Alexander. Back-to-back performances as part of the Crush Boys against C4, Trevor Lee, and Andrew Everett here, but...
Ooh, nice cravat.
Yeah, unable to find his way out of the clutches of Von Vertigo here. This has been all V-Guy for a very long while, Z-Man.
It's a fun word to say, cravat.
Wrenching at the neck of Starboy Charlie. Starboy Charlie is a high flyer, but you don't want to take those type of risks if your neck is neutralized. Fights back up, deceptive strength from Starboy Charlie. I talk about it every time I call one of his matches because it bears repeating every time I call one of his matches because every time I call one of his matches, the guy gets bigger. Starboy Charlie constantly adding muscle, constantly adding size, and it's paying dividends here as he exchanges strikes with the V guy.
Not sure he has room for it, but he is gaining mass, like you said, and he is taking advantage of that. Look how he hits the ropes, nice agility.
As he's gained mass, he has not lost any of that athleticism, taking the V guy off his feet.
He came in like a blur there, faster than fiber optic is Starboy Charlie.
Big body slam here.
Oh!
Knee to the chest, basement drop kick, kipping up. Starboy Charlie has Portland in the pocket of his overalls. Standing shooting star press.
Beautiful, he's got him.
No, only a 2.
The fans here love what they're seeing. Vertigo has got to get vertical if he wants to have any chance against Starboy.
Likewise, Starboy no doubt looking to employ that cosmic swirl or the shooting Starboy press to put away Von Vertigo here. Repeated shots with the knee from Starboy Charlie. Thinking Unagi. Vertigo saw it coming, gets out of dodge. Starboy now shoots him off the ropes. Vertigo again reverses.
Whoa!
Starboy lands on the apron. And a big boot from Vertigo. He's looking to fly.
Well, look out below. Drop zone. Oh, my goodness.
Von Vertigo wiping out Starboy Charlie.
It is a danger zone here at the Armory for certain.
And just like, hold on! Chope Suicida! Vertigo barely had the chance to turn his back.
My goodness, that security guy, he got a lap full.
And now Starboy gonna roll Vertigo back in the ring. He's gotta take advantage, Z-Man. It's the only place he can win the match.
I mean, this has been quite a fun, memorable experience for the fans there in the front row, but back to the matter at hand, look out!
Oh, crotch on the top rope. He's a fresh 22-year-old man.
Well, he's got a lot of, oh my goodness.
Tower of London from a man with European experience, both legs hooked. No, only a 2.
I was gonna say, he's got a lot of single,
Cover again, excuse me. Von Vertigo's getting desperate here, Z-Man.
childless living ahead of him, is what I was getting at.
And Von Vertigo did not want to hear you get that line out. You can see Vertigo here getting really, really desperate here. Clutching at his hair, facial expression is changing. There's got to be that small part of Von Vertigo that thinks, hell, what do I have to do to put Starboy Charlie away?
Well, on the flip side, I would almost argue that for Charlie as well. I think Starboy has been throwing some of his best offense in this match so far, and Vertigo's still standing.
Yeah, looking to take Starboy Charlie off his feet, but he lands on him. Sends Vertigo into the corner. Vertigo gets the boot up.
Nice.
Thinking rolling elbow, but Starboy with a super kick.
Here we go.
There's the elbow, strikes fast and furious. This kid, Starboy, is unreal. Pele kick, but a shining wizard wipes him out.
You want to talk unreal? How about the resolve of Vertigo? Both these men just laid each other out. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, Brian, using the momentum off that Pele kick to bounce himself off those ropes into that shining wizard. Where there's a will, there's a way for the V guy. And now Vertigo gonna climb to that top rope, maybe thinking Von Ton Bomb. We saw this in Vegas.
Match could be over if he pulls this off. Oh, wait a minute.
Von Ton Bomb!
Oh, that'll crack your back, Jack.
And he ain't done. No, Starboy Charlie catches him with a roll-up.
Oh, boy.
No, I thought he had him.
Boy, that was a game of inches. He almost cleaned his clock with that kick.
Small package again, looking to steal it with a quick cover, but still only a 2.
This is getting down to the nitty-gritty territory.
Shoulders down, Starboy's not stopping.
Here we go. Oh, I thought he had him.
So did Starboy. Rolling elbow again, caught this time, Uranage! Standing cosmic swirl, legs hooked! Still Vertigo kicks out. How about the moxie of the V guy?
How about it?
And down come the straps.
Oh boy, what's he got in mind here?
You see the night sky, Brian Zane. I see a shooting Starboy press.
Wow, what an effort by Von Vertigo. But in the end, it was Starboy Charlie taken to the stars. And boy, he just came down with ice on that shooting star press. What a big win for Charlie.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting Starboy presses? Because Brian, I want to relive that again and again and again. The Denim Dragon with a little post-match air guitar, a boogie-woogie to boot. And he's earned it. What a contest. And again, take nothing away from Von Vertigo. What an effort from the V guy.
He's gonna be...
What the hell? Jordan Cruz!
Oh, look out!
Well, Jordan Cruz, the new insurance policy of the world champion Allen Angels. They're gonna be in action later on tonight in our main event, but what kind of business do they have out here now? What did Starboy do to them?
When you're the champion, Jordan, you make your own rules, you set your own schedule, and that's what it appears that Angels and Cruz have done.
This is such BS, man. This is such BS. I thought when Sinner and Saint turned their back on this guy, the world champion was done. With Jordan Cruz, he's more dangerous than ever.
Well, you saw what Cruz did to...
Hold on. Talk about Sinner and Saint. Here they are. They've seen enough. Saving the Starboy.
I thought that Starboy was going to turn into another Bodie Young prospect and get smashed into smithereens by Cruz, but thank goodness for Judas Icarus and Travis Williams.
And they want it right now. They say it's main event time right here, right now. I don't mind it. Everyone's dressed to wrestle. Let's go.
Are we going to get that?
We got an official at ringside. Fidel's right there. Allen Angels, a world champion, wants no part of this. He wants to do this on his own time.
Well, like I said, you can do that when you're the champion.
You know, a lot of things when you're the champion doesn't mean you should.
We're going to find out just where everyone stands in tonight's main event.
Now, Sinner and Saint, with a show of respect towards Starboy Charlie, we will see all three of those men in action come June 1st to the Vermont, Hollywood, and Los Angeles, California, also featuring your world champion Allen Angels defending against the East Coast ace, Jordan Oliver, DPW Women's Champion Danny Luna, DPW World's Champion Adam Priest, and Brian Zane. I am so stoked for that main event. Cedric Alexander making his Prestige Wrestling debut against one Trevor Lee.
Oh boy, that is going to be a hoot and a half when Cedric Alexander makes his Prestige debut. I cannot wait.
And then July 13th, returning to the Viking Pavilion in Portland, Oregon for the big one, the Muchacho.
That's right.
Combat Clash 2025.
Yeah, you know what? My jaw is finally feeling better after that scintillating kick Evil Uno gave me the last Combat Clash. And I can't wait for history to be made once again at Portland State.
I'll talk about scintillating. The Hammer Brothers have arrived, challenging for the Tag Team Championships and looking to do what they have never been able to here in Prestige Wrestling. Let's beat the heat.
some overtime work. Maybe fix the light that just went out.
I'll tell you what, Brian Zane, I think this reception from the Portland faithful for the fan favorite Hammer Brothers, so much, so great, that it wiped out the power in this building. And the Hammer Brothers said, let there be light.
Boy, that is a harsh light. It was about 3.5 years ago these guys made their wrestling debut against the Midnight Heat, but Jack and Sledge, they've grown up a lot since then.
It's a much better line. It's a much better line than the one I said. Dang it.
These fans are making a bold prediction here, Jordan.
Brian Zane, we could be witnessing the beginning of a truly epic rivalry between two of the preeminent tag teams in the Pacific Northwest. And as Jack so eloquently put it, was back at Roseland 11 that Midnight Heat broke the hearts of Portland, dethroning Ultra Power and becoming two-time Prestige Wrestling Tag Team Champions. That's just foul.
They're showing you and everyone else here at Prestige exactly how they feel about those chants and the throwing the toilet paper and the booze and all that business. All that matters at the end of the day, Jordan, are those beautiful belts around their waists.
And Brian, if you can believe it, this is actually the first defense of the Midnight Heat of those Prestige Wrestling Tag Team titles. I mentioned they're two-time champions due to an injury to Ricky Gibson. Due to an injury to Ricky Gibson, they were forced to relinquish those belts before that inaugural defense could take place, and we know they take umbrage with that fact. They're looking to make good on lost time here. The Hammer Brothers looking to play spoiler.
You know what, I've called a fair number of Hammer Brothers Midnight Heat matches over the last several years, and it's been hard to really definitively say which team is truly better. I don't think either team has really had the other's number, but it's always been wild to watch.
Forget beat the Heat. You talk about it's been tough to decide or decipher who's had each other's number in this rivalry. At least here in Prestige Wrestling, the answer is the Midnight Heat. Think back to the Hammer Brothers Prestige Wrestling debut in this very building, the Kliever Armory, at the 2023 Cascadia Wrestling Cup. They took the Heat to their limit, but they couldn't get the job done.
Oh,
My
brother.
God.
I think he just got kicked in a few places at once and none of them good.
Well, Jack just got hammered. Eddie Pearl now the legal man. Likewise, back at Roseland X, they had the Heat beat. Only for the referee to be distracted by Ricky Gibson during Jack Hammer's sleeper hold. Hold on.
I'm getting dizzy.
Eddie Pearl's getting dizzy here. Thinking backslide cover. That is twice that the Midnight Heat have defeated the Hammer Brothers in a prestige wrestling ring.
Hey now.
And as Jack lands the Luthez press, I ask you this. What do they have to do to pick up a victory and win those tag titles here tonight? What do they have to do to change their fortunes against Gibson and Pearl here tonight?
Well, they're going to need to dig down deep in their tool bags, like they said at the start of this matchup, and they're going to have to find a way to really beat the Heat at their own game, because everyone knows that no one can control a match like Gibson and Pearl. But if the Hammers can make them break that control, they have a chance.
Oh, hold on. Sledge wants in with Ricky. And he's going to get his wish. Gibson is none too pleased.
Well, I hope he's been eating his Wheaties, because right now in comes the oversized load. Talking about Sledgehammer.
It is unhealthy for anyone to be in the ring with Sledgehammer. Case in point. Ricky Gibson wants no part. In comes Eddie Pearl, dare I say the wild card of the Midnight Heat. And both these guys are a fry short of a Happy Meal, but Eddie Pearl is playing crazy, man.
I'll tell you what, you wrestle Sledgehammer willingly, that's a OSHA violation waiting to happen.
Eddie Pearl cannot get the arms around for the waist lock. The waist of Sledgehammer is too big, and a hip attack drops Pearl. Then comes Gibson. This man is so big. It's a massive individual.
He's about as tall as he is wide.
Ricky, what are you doing, man? It's not gonna happen. You're smarter than this.
Well, two heads are better than one.
And those heads just met in the middle. Meeting of the minds, and there's not much brain power between the both of them. In come the Midnight Heat, but Jack evening the odds. We got a line in the sand here, Brian Zane. The tag team titles are up for grabs.
Well, referee better exercise some control and get people back into their corners.
I'm sorry, was that Ricky Gibson or a teenage girl who just said get out? Couldn't tell. Z-Man, the people want to see new champs.
Yeah, and I want to see $1 million in my lap, but they can keep chanting all they want.
You know, say what we will about the Midnight Heat, say what I will. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you bought stock in these guys as Ricky Gibson locks in the sleeper hold thanks to the distraction.
Oh, I've been an investor in these guys since they were called 4 Minutes of Heat.
In the wrong part of town is Ricky Gibson. Scoop and a slam. And here comes Jack. As I was saying, hard to argue with the resume of the Midnight Heat in the last year and a half. Victories over the likes of... Oh boy, we're looking for a wheelbarrow here, Z-Man. Hold on.
Now what do you think that is in this wheelbarrow? You think it's like rocks or sand or manure?
I think it's a big splash courtesy of Jack Hammer.
Here it comes.
I was right. Leg hooked. Only a 2.
Oh boy, almost had him there.
Again.
Yeah, the one thing they've not done here in Prestige Wrestling, that being the Hammer Brothers, is beat the Midnight Heat. I don't think it's going to happen tonight, but I've been proven wrong before.
They came close in their debut here in the Kliever Armory at the Cascadia Wrestling Cup. They came even closer at Roseland 10, hoping that third time's the charm. But if the Midnight Heat keep this up, that tag team synergy, that rule bending and breaking that got them the tag team titles in the first place, might not happen. Again, a cheap shot. A sneak attack from behind by Pearl. How do you justify this? I get it. These guys are good. Arguably the best tag team in the Pacific Northwest. Certainly the best tag team in Prestige Wrestling, as long as they have those titles. How do you justify this?
Have you seen the officiating tonight? They can clearly get away with it.
Just because they can doesn't mean they should. Eddie Pearl now the legal man once again. As I was saying, victories in the last year and a half. Cover from Pearl. And a kick out from Jack over the likes of Dirty Breeze. Cover. That is Breeze and Dirty Dongo.
And don't forget SCU.
Yes. Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, the workhorsemen, J.D. Drake and Anthony Henry, as well as a bevy of prestige regulars. The list goes on and on and on, and we might see another win, a third over the Hammer Brothers. Jack gets the shoulder up. Chant of Greasy Eddie, the most accurate of the evening.
How do you want to call him that when his hair looks perfectly dry? Have you seen Jack Hammer?
It's not the hair so much as it is the vibe. His soul is greasy.
Okay.
Like the Grinch, he's got garlic in his soul. Listen, you can say that he and Ricky Gibson are a great tag team. Eddie Pearl is not a good human being.
It doesn't matter if you're a good human being.
Oh, come on, say and kiss it. That's your guy.
It gets the job done. Proof's in the doll/pudding.
Proof's in the moon from Eddie Pearl. Midnight Heat cutting off the ring here. Really, really great tag team wrestling, keeping Jack Hammer, in their corner, and Gibson now keeping Jack Hammer grounded.
But Jack is getting hammered right now, courtesy of Ricky Gibson.
Sledge has got to find his way back in the ring. He has got to make that tag to his brother, but he's so far away.
Can you believe that those two are brothers? That poor woman.
Jack fighting his way back up to a vertical base, but Gibson drops him down with a body slam. Home off the elbow drop. And again, you gonna try it a third time? Yeah, it's not gonna work.
A nice steamroller evasion by Jack keeps his hopes alive. I tell you what, I think that if the Hammer Brothers have their way, they will be responsible for the destruction of the Midnight Heat's
look at this. Eddie Pearl giving Ricky Gibson leverage here.
Okay now.
Thank you, that's officiating I can get behind, Brian Zane. Eddie Pearl again distracting the official. Jack Hammer made the tag.
Well, finally,
the referee didn't see it.
Oh, finally we have a referee who can exercise some authority and actually enforce the rules.
Brian, give me a break, man. Sledgehammer clearly made the tag. You saw it clear as day.
Ref didn't see it.
And the Midnight Heat.
Don't worry about what I can see and not see. Let's worry about the referee.
Well, talking about seeing, I don't see a world in which the Hammer Brothers become Prestige Wrestling Tag Team Champions if Jack Hammer stays in this corner much longer. Eddie Pearl now stomping him dry, digging the boot into the throat. The Midnight Heat, there's no road they won't take. There's no strategy too low, distracting the official, choking their opponents, grabbing the tights, it doesn't matter. They are as the fans chant. And it's the reason they've been undefeated for damn near 2 years. It's the reason they're tag team champions.
Well, now you're getting it.
Sleeper hold from Eddie Pearl. Oh, wow, it's not even Greasy Eddie anymore. Jack Hammer's fading here, Brian.
This could be the end. This could be lights out on the tag title hopes of the Hammer Brothers.
The Hammer Brothers lose to the Midnight Heat. No! Not for a third time! Not yet, Z-Man! Stunner! And this is the opening that Jack Hammer needs. Get to Sledge before Pearl gets to Gibson. But he's too late.
I tell you what, the Midnight Heat are putting in their overtime hours. I think both teams are getting paid time and a half for their efforts in this matchup here, but I think that it's gonna be the Midnight Heat playing the role of foreman. They're gonna shut this down in a hurry.
You would be pro Foreman. Ricky Gibson now battering the back of Jack Hammer, the proverbial Fontaine here. Gibson taking a lot of time soaking up the jeers of the crowd.
Nothing virtuous about Jack Hammer.
Said, how about this? How about a Jack Hammer from Jack Hammer? Too exhausted to go for a cover here, Z-Man. Gotta crawl towards Sledge. Gotta make that tag.
At the end of the day, it's gonna come down to who wants it more, the Hammers or the Heat.
Do you hear the people sing, Z-Man? They want Sledge, and they're gonna get it.
Kozak!
Flurry of big shoulder blocks from the big man. Sledgehammer swatting away the Midnight Heat like they're flies.
Here we go. What goes up must come down.
Choke slam.
Flashbacks to my first match here in 2006.
One for Ricky.
No!
And just like that, the Hammer Brothers once again got a fighting chance of becoming tag team champions. Z-Man, he's backing it up. We're gonna see a dump truck.
Things are getting real serious. Oh no!
Oh, a dump truck from Sledgehammer. That is so much, man. So many glutes.
That's all the glutes.
Pearl caught like a toddler.
Wait a minute.
Excavator from Sledge, but he doesn't realize his brother's been taken out by Gibson.
What's Ricky doing with that hard hat?
He's trying to brain Sledgehammer. No doubt looking to retain the tag team titles on a disqualification.
Sledge, turn around.
Oh, Midnight Heat, this is how low down they are. They don't care about winning the match as long as they escape the Kliever Armory with the tag team gold intact.
Here we go, Sledge finally figuring out what's going on right behind him.
Hold on, what is Eddie Pearl getting out of his tights? What the hell is Eddie Pearl wrapping around his hand?
No!
A chain to the face of Sledgehammer, and he's out cold.
He just cleaned his clock with that chain, and that is gonna do it. Good night.
I shouldn't be surprised. This is the same team that initially won those tag team titles by hitting a man with his own brick-laden shoe. I'll ask again and again, who the hell does that? But it's a damn shame, Brian Zane, because from where I stand, the Hammer Brothers had those tag team titles won. They were gonna do it. They were gonna beat the Heat.
Well, in the end, the Heat are the ones who beat the Hammers. Tough break for Jack and Sledge. Maybe one day they'll become Prestige Tag Team Champions, but not as long as the Heat are on top of the mountain, in my opinion.
Oh, no. The Midnight Heat are truly hot and unstoppable. And heading into Combat Clash 2025, July 13th at the Viking Pavilion, riding a big wave of momentum, their third victory over Jack and Sledgehammer. And I'm inclined to agree with the people here, Z-Man. We got to restore order from tag team championship action to trios tag team action. We'll be right back. This is a miscarriage of justice.
What a night.
What's up, Prestige faithful? Brian Zane here to give a quick shout out to some of our fabulous Patreon backers. Night Gaunt, Luciano Leon Jr., Jen Evans, Waffle, Robert Bradley, Scott Toxtad, Mike Ramey, Brillia, Brian Brown, William, Matthew Kinney, Gage, Paul Malone, Kelly, Chad Floyd, Mel Deadly, Matt, Brad Tarter, G. Scott Stuckey, Justin Yutzi, Dustin James, Ryan Hansen, Corey Osborne, Schlingerbangle, Gunn, Calvin, Overthrow, Allie and Nate Hoffman, Mega Freddy 25, Lloyd Leah, Neil Wilson, Allison Brown, Stuart McFerrin, Stax Classic, Zora Gale, Josh the Noise Brown, and David. Thank you all so much for the support. If you want a shout out, go to prestigewrestling.net, learn more about the Patreon page, sign up for the Gold membership, and we'll read your name on air as a thank you at future Prestige events. I'm Brian Zane, and I'll see you next time.
Well, the lights are back and the people are still roaring. Brian Zane, we got not one, not two, but three still left in the chamber, my friend.
That's right, 3 more exciting matches here for the Portland crowd. The room is echoing, the place is booming, ready for trios action to kick things off as we continue through this amazing show. folks, your timing is off. You're too fast.
How's this for a trio, Brian Zane? No shortage of history between all three of these men.
That's right, no shortage of history for these guys as partners, as competitors. No stranger for Drexel in this building as well. I mean, his career got its start here too, you know. Little known fact.
That is where the similarities between you and Drexel begin and end.
Pretty much, yeah. But boy, what a match this is going to be. What an interesting group of partners here. Jaden, Drexel, Casey Ferreira. This is going to be quite the event for them as they're going to go against a much more solid, experienced trio.
Yeah, much more doesn't even begin to cover it. This makeshift trio, individually competent as they may be, they got their work cut out for them against the freshest essays out the trenches, staples of West Coast Pro Wrestling.
Danny Rose and Ricky G have been holding the West Coast down as the preeminent three-man force of West Coast Pro Wrestling. And here, once again, they are back in Oregon, and they are getting chippy before the bell even rings.
Oh boy, Fidel with his hands full here. You mentioned representing California, of course, Adrian Quest repping the Inland Empire. Ricky G, representing the OC. Danny Rose repping Los Angeles, and Johnny Robbie currently away an excursion through Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah to the land of the rising sun, Japan, representing the SGB, and Drexel representing, well, whatever he's all about.
He marches to the beat of his own drum.
Much like David S. Pumpkins, Drexel's always doing his own thing. Of course, we talked about it earlier on tonight. Drexel fresh off that devastating dog collar deathmatch defeat against one Elliot Tyler back at Roseland 11, following it up less than a week later in 8-person defeat, representing Team Prestige at Nothing to Lose, a matchup and a team that also included Jaden the Unbelievable.
That's right, both Jaden and Drexel have a lot of climbing to do. They've both incurred a couple of big pivotal losses in the last few weeks here, so a win today in this trios matchup, that's going to go a long way in restoring their confidence.
Adrian Quest does not know what to make of Drexel. He's had a hell of a career, competing since he was a child. Seen him as a part of New Japan Strong events, of course, a fixture of West Coast Pro for the last several years, but there is no preparing for the devil. Oh, man, that is just, oh, wow.
Truly, Drexel is one of the strangest individuals out there. I've said before how wrestling is way more mental than it is physical. And boy, he wins the psych out game every time.
And we've seen this before. Drexel likes it. He said, Adrian, that was all right. I want Ricky G to try his hand.
Man, look at these guys in their shorts. So cool, all velvety.
Drexel saying that if the now legal Danny Rose can do it hard enough, he'll get him off.
Get who off?
Drexel.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think, Brian? You new here?
I was trying to figure out the pronouns.
Oh, he got him off. He got him off for sure. Danny Rose asking, what is this fool talking about? Man, I've been trying to figure that out for the better part of 3 years.
You get an eye poke. You get an eye poke. Everyone gets an eye poke.
Of course, Drexel announcing that this will be his last full-time year as a professional wrestler, his career winding down. So, Brian, those victories, they matter more than ever.
Definitely, you want to end your career on a high note. You want to end on top. And certainly he is, Drexel has left a body or a trail of bodies in his wake in his long and lengthy career. So it's these most recent bodies at the end that are going to be the most pivotal.
Danny Rose looking to become one of those bodies here, swinging blind. He barely knows where he is. Another poke of the eye. Danny, just give it up, man. Drexel winding up. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, Fidel Martinez has been letting eye pokes go all night, so I'm not surprised.
Drexel making the tag to Jade, and I mentioned that they teamed to represent Team Prestige back at Nothing to Lose in Las Vegas. Well, in the infancy of Prestige Wrestling, before Jaden even donned that superhero mask that apparently you cannot see, Jaden and Drexel waging war, matches that to this day, why you tripping, Danny Rose? To this day, Jaden still credits as formative. He credits those deathmatch battles with Drexel as curating the superstar, the superhero you see today.
Nice offense by the Wrestling with Regret YouTube champion, Jaden, as he passes things on to Ferreira. Look at this!
Sunset flip assisted, courtesy of Casey Ferreira. No shortage of history between these men. In this very building, the Kliever Armory, Casey Ferreira falling to Jaden in the first round of the Cascadia Wrestling Cup. We'll be interested to see if that setting, this setting I should say, brings up any old wounds. In comes Ricky G.
When you think about how far Jaden went in the last Cascadia Cup, everyone thought it was his to win. So this building, certainly some old ghosts are making their way up to the surface for Jaden as this match might go on.
Yeah, the longest match in Prestige Wrestling history. A hair away from the redemption arc, but it wasn't to be. Travis Williams becoming Cascadia Wrestling Cup champion on that occasion thanks to the help of the born sinner Judas Icarus. Ferreira coming in with a head of steam here. Ricky G off the ropes. Danny Rose makes the tag. I don't think Casey realizes it. Sure does now. Tag team synergy of Los Suavecitos is second to none. Bulldog, basement drop kick, and here comes Quest. There is a reason, shooting star press.
Could have it.
There is a reason, Brian Zane, that these men are former West Coast Pro Tag Team champions.
I mean, that was an unbelievable flurry of offense. I'm still trying to catch up.
A trio of down-ass fools are Los Suavecitos. Adrian Quest now the de facto leader of the trio. Cover. Only a 2. And it's very smart strategy. Isolate Casey Ferreira, the most inexperienced man in the ring, not just in terms of life or literal years wrestling, but here in Prestige Wrestling.
Absolutely. He is, whether he wants to agree or not, he is the weak link in this group. Oh my goodness, he just got laid out by that clothesline.
And he's even weaker after that. Reaching for the fingertips of Drexel, easy for me to say, but Adrian Quest is not going to give it to him.
He better mind his P's and Q's or Drexel might bite those fingertips.
Drexel will bite anything, above or below the belt. Well, this is all Los Suavecitos right now, Z-Man. Think back to a moment of violence in their native Los Angeles, California, early last year. Taking Alex Shelley, Kevin Blackwood, and the legendary Tiger Mask to their limit. And this is a big reason why. Behind referee Fidel's back, double teaming Casey Ferreira, choking him on that top rope as Adrian Quest bends the arm.
And the beautiful thing about a six-man match is that there's more bodies, there's more capability of distraction. So right now, Los Suavecitos have all the momentum.
And again, Los Suavecitos are the more well-oiled machine in West Coast Pro, in Prestige. They know how to get it done as a trio. The way that Ferreira, Jaden, and Drexel poke of the eye there, dropping the Midnight Marauder.
My goodness, everyone's gonna need to get their prescriptions updated after this matchup. A lot of corneal damage.
It's the move of the night. It's a $5 word.
I was trying to get smart with that one. Eye damage.
Well, Casey Ferreira trying to get smart here, instead gets backed up into the wrong part of town. Here comes Ricky G. Danny Rose with a rebound cover.
Boy,
only a 2.
Ferreira has had no time to breathe in the entire time he's been in the ring. He needs to make a tag.
Yeah, how devastating would it be for Jaden and Drexel to lose their 3rd straight match here in Prestige Wrestling without even being pinned?
Look at that. Ricky G just mocking Drexel now. Oh, laying in them stomps.
Ryan, if you're Casey, the obvious answer is make a tag, but how do you do that? How do you get out of dodge of Los Suavecitos?
I mean, they've done a really good job cutting off the ring and keeping Casey from that vital corner. It's all on Ferreira to make his way to that corner.
Big uppercut there from Ferreira, staggering Ricky G. This might be the opening he needs, but Ricky G sees it, backing him into the corner, and the waiting kick of Danny Rose.
Wait a minute. Oh, he's very bold of him to be attacking like that. Wait a minute.
That was intentional from Los Suavecitos. Neck breaker from Adrian Quest.
Wait a minute. Okay, the fans had to make a
big splash cover.
Decision.
Broken up by Drexel. That was purposeful from Los Suavecitos. Casey Ferreira thought he was in control. No. Los Suavecitos 1 step ahead. Always 1 step ahead of these 3.
Gotta give them credit. They're very effective so far in this match, and Ferreira is taking a beating.
Yeah, battering the back of the Midnight Marauder here. They're not letting up. Repeated shots to the face. He's trying to cover up. Can't find any recourse.
You can see Jaden chomping at the bit here. He's probably had the least amount of official in-ring action out of anybody in the match.
And he wants in a big way. Does the Cerulean Star. No doubt trying to avenge tag team partner Amira, injured by the Midnight Heat after losing those tag team titles back at Roseland 11. Send our best to Amira. Hope to have her back in Prestige Wrestling very, very soon as she travels to Japan on a road to recovery. Now Quest and Rose looking for a double suplex, but Casey rolls out of dodge, looking for the tag, but Suavecitos aren't going to give it to him.
Look at this. I don't know where Casey's getting this from. He's got to have eyes in the back of his head.
Casey Ferreira, a tenacious young man.
Wait a minute.
Straight out of the Maple Leaf.
Limbs flying everywhere.
Using Danny Rose as a stepping stone for a tornado DDT to Young Fuego.
Boy.
And it's now or never, Ferreira.
Forget about it. That kick to the side of the head just debilitated him.
Can he make the tag? He's fingertips away, but Quest and Rose are coming too. In comes G. In comes the Devil.
Oh my goodness. Here comes some clotheslines from the Devil himself.
And here's Jaden from Deathmatch Wars in the early days of Prestige to using Jaden as a human battering ram 8 years in.
That's using your head. Look out. Oh!
That's using your knee.
Jaden's still a great wherewithal to be throwing some knees around here.
It has been loss after loss after loss, from the Cascadia Cup to the tag team titles. Jaden can't afford another, but Los Suavecitos might not let him have a choice in the matter.
This is absolute chaos. Fidel Martinez has got his plate full, and oh my goodness, you see the agility, that corkscrew dive.
Acai, corkscrew, moonsault, and Drexel's gonna follow suit. Are you kidding me?
The hell he is. No, wait, come on. No. Oh, wait a minute.
Lope from the Devil.
I didn't think he had it in him.
Now I've seen it all. And Casey looking to make it a hat trick.
Look out below!
In the words of the voice of West Coast Pro, James Kincaid, mercy!
Acai means dragon, and acai also means devastation.
Jaden rolled back in the ring by Ricky G on the shoulders. Fireman's carry.
Look out! Oh, look at that powerbomb!
Here's Drexel. Pile driver.
Oh no!
Oh, that hurts to watch.
Drexel is in another place right now.
Yeah, he might be in his last year as a full-time professional wrestler, but you can't kill what's already dead, though. Danny Rose is gonna try.
Ferreira now, he's up, he's got his second wind.
Midnight Marauder says the clock is ticking. Danny Rose, Falcon Arrow. Adrian Quest ducks the kick. German suplex.
Oh, he dumped him right in the back of his head that time.
And now, educated feet put to good use against Jaden here.
This is an all-out war here. I mean, I can't even remember who's legal at this point.
Los Suavecitos controlling the ring. They got Jaden and Casey Ferreira in opposite corners. Opponents earlier this summer at the Cascadia Wrestling Cup, partners here tonight.
Little slingshot action here by Los Suavecitos.
Spine buster from Ricky G. He's got Casey on his shoulders. This is classic Los Suavecitos here, Z-Man. Swanton double stop combo from Danny Rose.
They're not done.
450 from Adrian Quest.
Uno, dos, adios. That was a triple threat of terror.
But Drexel breaks up the pin at the last possible second, saving the match for his team.
Boy, that was some good instinct by Drexel to break that up. But I don't think Los Suavecitos are done.
No, they got Jaden in their clutches here.
Oh,
electric chair. This is how Jaden likes to finish matches, Z-Man.
Evil intentions. Look out, though.
Wiping out Casey. Drexel turns his attention towards Danny Rose. And here's Casey. Hurricane Rana sends Adrian outside the ring.
Jaden all by himself atop the shoulders. What's he gonna do to get out of this jam?
PK and a poison Rana.
He spiked him.
Got out of the jam, and you gotta think Ricky G is jelly.
His neck might be after this.
Jaden with the electric chair of his own, or at least going for it. Maybe called his shot too early.
He was going for that +1 driver. He was signaling it. That might have been his undoing.
Now Casey Ferreira.
Oh, wait a minute.
Meeting Ricky G on the top. This is dangerous, Z-Man. It's really dangerous.
Low margin for error. The internet's forever.
Hurricane Rana from the top.
He nailed it. Look out.
Superhero splash. Cover. He got him. Ryan Zane, that is damn impressive.
That was an important win, a pivotal win for these individuals. That's going to be a nice feather in the cap, sending Los Suavecitos back to California with their tails between their legs. What a huge win!
Oh!
Feeling the love tonight.
Summer Fidel 2, equal opportunity smoocher is Drexel. This was an uphill battle for this trio. Not just because of their recent string of defeats in the case of Prestige Originals, Jaden and Drexel, but because of what a cohesive unit Los Suavecitos are as a trio. They found a way. What a way it was.
Well, we've seen some strange bedfellows earlier tonight with JT Thorne and Matt Brannigan, and that actually worked out well for them too. This has been a great evening for the odd groups, Jordan.
Well, we got one more tag team match in store, that being our main event. Alan Angels and new heavy Jordan Cruz head-to-head with Sinner and Saint. The noise implodes. But before that, Brian Zane, West Coast Pro heavyweight title is up for grabs.
Oh man, I cannot wait for this matchup. I've been saying for quite some time now that Kevin Blackwood, in my opinion, is the uncrowned Prestige Pro Wrestling Champion. He's got that gold already with the West Coast Pro, and I think another match like this, another great performance against Danny O'Ryan tonight is going to further solidify him, further improve his resume and his portfolio. And if the powers that be at Prestige Wrestling knew what they were about, then I would see Kevin Blackwood as a future #1 contender here.
Well, that's assuming he can make it through the hot young upstart, Danny O'Ryan. What an opportunity it is for this young man. He says you cannot deny Danny O'Ryan. And up next, looking to prove why. We've seen Danny O'Ryan look very, very impressive in a couple of multi-man matches here in West Coast Pro. Most recently picking up a victory at the Vegas Vacation Scramble. But tonight, it is sink or swim for this young man. He's not a multi-man. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. It is a singles opportunity, and it ain't against a ham and egg, Z-Man.
Absolutely not. There may be no denying O'Ryan right now, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens when Blackwood gets through with this young man.
The West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion with denial on the mind. Aesthetic crippler no more. He is the new wave of professional wrestling, Z-Man. And I'm very, very interested to see how this reborn version of Kevin Blackwood fares in championship defense. What does this mean for the future of Blackwood, not just in West Coast Pro, but in Prestige?
Well, sometimes it takes a little tweak like that. Sometimes just a bit of a new coat of paint to really give a wrestler a new lease in their career and a new angle, a new trajectory. Maybe losing the Aesthetic Crippler name is going to be the next big step in his career to get him that next level.
Kevin Blackwood, a two-time West Coast Pro champion, most recently dethroning franchise Titus Alexander. And he's feeling confident here against Danny O'Ryan, referring to him as a fan on social media in the lead up to this match. Perhaps taking Danny a little lightly. It's understandable given Kevin Blackwood's status, not just as West Coast Pro champion, but as a standout in Prestige, in DPW, hell, across the entire independent scene.
I mean, Blackwood has really done a great job in proving to everyone why he is one of the greatest, one of the best kept secrets, I would argue, in wrestling today.
But that being said, all it takes is 3 seconds. Danny O'Ryan has done more than enough to earn the attention and the approval of West Coast Pro management. Shoulders down. Chris Hero, for one, member of that matchmaking committee. He's here for a reason. Kevin Blackwood can make his jokes and shrug his shoulders and smirk all he wants, but he can hardly afford to take Danny O'Ryan lightly.
No, I don't think you can afford to take anyone lightly at this level of the game. And certainly, Orion's no slouch, but you look at the collection of opponents that Blackwood has wrestled just here for Prestige Wrestling alone. I mean, it's a who's who. And I don't think Orion's got that pedigree. I don't think he's got that experience that Blackwood has.
Shoulder tackle there from Blackwood, taking Orion off his feet. Mentioned the pedigree of Blackwood here in Prestige Wrestling. Back-to-back Roseland wins over Japanese legend Masato Tanaka at Roseland 10 and Japanese sensation KZ at Roseland 11. But Danny Orion's a little too cool for school here, Z-Man.
Well,
perhaps the strategy is to frustrate Kevin Blackwood, take him off his game here. But
exactly. Orion needs to set his own pace. He cannot be the one playing catch-up this whole time.
He's playing cat and mouse right now here. Springboard lands on his feet.
There we
Gorgeous
go.
drop kick. All right.
I love that agility. I love the quickness from Orion here. That's what he's going to have to keep doing if he wants a chance at winning that gold tonight.
I don't think he's stopping anytime soon. He's looking to fly, Z-Man.
Here we go. He's G'ing himself up. The fans have given him quite a wide berth.
Oh, Blackwood saw it coming. Big uppercut, mid-flight, and a sleeper hold using those ropes. He's only got 4 seconds, but you better believe he's taking every single second allotted.
Oh, he's no dummy.
Folding Orion inside out with the clothesline is Kevin Blackwood.
I mean, quite the opposite. Blackwood, I think, is one of the most cerebral, intelligent wrestlers out there today. Oh, almost had him there.
Intelligent and merciless. He toes the line between Prestige and West Coast Pro. What version of Kevin Blackwood are we going to see? But it all comes back to the same man. Hold on.
Ow! Baby, you can hear that in Beaverton.
That tells the whole story. You can hear it. Shot reverberating off the chest of Danny Orion. He doesn't care how badly he needs to batter an opponent if it means winning matches, specifically when it means retaining championship gold.
You see you look at the little heart shapes in his hair.
Small package here.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
You know, it belies a viciousness underneath him. He looks very fun-loving and happy-go-lucky with hair like that. But you got to see what he's doing in the ring here. The real artistry, I think, is what he does in between those ropes.
Yeah, nothing fun-loving or happy-go-lucky for Danny Orion here. Mentioned those back-to-back Roseland wins over Masato Tanaka and KZ. Those bear repeating, those bear mentioning, because for so long the story with Kevin Blackwood was that he was always a bridesmaid, right? He was never a bride. He would have these big matches, he would hold his own in these big matches, he would take these huge opponents to their limit, but he could never get the job done. Now here in Prestige and clearly here in West Coast Pro, he's getting the job done. Catching Orion mid-flight once again with a huge German suplex. Only a 2.
My goodness, that was a game of inches for that 3 count. You know, Orion, it's the name of a great motion picture production company, and it's also the name of this young man who wants to make his own impact and become a star in his own right. Imagine what he could do with his career if he wins the championship here tonight, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, magic might be all he does here against Kevin Blackwood. Control of the arm. Shades of Roderick Strong, whom Kevin Blackwood welcomed back to the independent scene, back at Black Sunshine, digging those knuckles into the rib cage. Blackwood said one of his favorite parts of that matchup against Roderick Strong, one of my favorite matches I've ever called personally, was how Strong made him work for everything he got. Every strike, every submission move, every offensive maneuver the Messiah of the Backbreaker made Kevin Blackwood earn. And I think we're seeing some of the same here against Danny Orion.
Well, he's definitely making Orion earn every bit of offense he's getting here. And sometimes the best offense is a good defense, but look at he's throwing those punches now.
Haymakers fast and furious from Danny Orion, but one thrust kick from Kevin Blackwood stops him dead in his tracks.
Blackwood's trying to collect himself, figure out the new strategy. Wait a minute.
Orion now, thinking German. Blackwood's got other ideas.
Go, full head of steam.
Oh, nobody home off that bicycle kick.
I could jam the ankle in a hurry if he's not careful. Oh my goodness, that's effective. Pretty innovative use of the top turnbuckle there. He's knocking Blackwood all sorts of directions.
Yeah, raging storm there from Danny Orion, but how much should it take out of him in the process, Z-Man? Danny Orion telling me earlier on tonight, he himself a Texas native, Feels like everyone from Texas is an underdog. We're overlooked even though we're in a big state. If I win tonight, all of that changes.
What a victimhood mentality. Texas, a bunch of victims. Are you kidding me?
Was making Kevin Blackwood a victim here.
Underdogs.
A victim of this onslaught off the ropes, but Blackwood cuts him off at the pass. And again, sends him spilling outside to the apron. Not where you want to be. Hold on! Orion, look at the athleticism! Tope con Hilo!
Oh, that star shone as bright as it does deep in the heart of Texas.
Making Sandy Cheeks and the pecan pie proud here is Danny Orion. They say everything's bigger in Texas. What would be bigger than winning that West Coast Pro title?
That was brutal landing. He's not done.
Springboard moonsault. Cover.
Could have him here.
No, only a 2.
Boy, that was probably the closest that Orion's gotten so far here. He's going to have to keep this pressure on.
Danny Orion's got to keep that onslaught going. You see the smile on his face. He knows that he has the West Coast Pro Champion down. He knows he's inching ever closer towards claiming that goal. I mean, it's not unfair to say that would be a massive upset, Z-Man.
Absolutely, but look at this. These guys have been able to scout each other pretty well. Look at the catch by Blackwood.
Orion.
Nice adjustment.
Yeah, on the shoulders, was maybe looking for that rising tackle crucifix bomb. Instead, control of the legs of Blackwood here.
Quick thinking to land on his feet. Oh boy, he's getting some shots right to the face.
Yeah, again, Blackwood, another one of those guys you do not want to play a ground game with. Case in point, rolls him up. Ooh, only a 2.
I would argue Blackwood is just as dangerous from a grounded position as from a standing one.
Standing switches here. Orion escapes the clutches, or does he? Another German suplex, but again Orion lands on his feet.
Nice landing there.
This time the handspring, Cazadora.
Oh, he planted him face first.
We got a new West Coast Pro Champion. No!
Brother.
So close, man. I'm starting to understand that tagline. I'm starting to understand why you cannot deny Danny Orion.
Danny Orion could have another hit on his hands here if he continues this line of attack.
You know, we've seen Kevin Blackwood head-to-head with one bounty hunter, Brian Keith, before here in our partners, DPW. Danny Orion, a Texas native himself, said he's trying to take over the bounty hunter's mantle, and this'll do it. He'll be the guy in Texas. He'll be the guy in the West Coast.
Oh, nice little dodge.
Went for that crack shoot kick, but Kevin Blackwood saw it coming.
Saw that too. Takes him down. Nice
Double
stomp.
foot stomp.
Right to the solar plexus.
You've heard me say it a million times and you haven't heard me say it enough. Looking for that brain buster. Hold on. Lands that kick.
Oh, I wobble-legged him.
Orion off the ropes. Popped up. Power bomb.
Brilliant. Oh!
Huge knee strike. Orion seeing stars here. Cover.
That's gotta be it.
No! I want to go back to that double foot stomp. As I've said, I say it time and time again for a reason. He has made a career out of hitting it from anywhere and everywhere. That is a game ender. Doesn't matter if it's standing from the top rope to the outside in the ring. It does not matter. When Blackwood hits that double foot stomp, it is lights out. But Orion somehow, some way, still surviving here.
Well, Blackwood might need to put one more of those double stomps in the chamber if he wants to put Orion away. I think he's certainly exceeded expectations thus far.
Yeah, it took too much time, headed that top rope, and Blackwood with a handful of hair here.
Oh.
Blackwood's frustrated. He seems almost pissed off at the moxie of this kid, Danny Orion. It's not gonna stop him.
Boy, up in no man's land, up in the top turnbuckle.
Such a dangerous place to be, especially this deep into a match. But Danny Orion, maybe looking to take Blackwood for a ride here.
I think this match has certainly gone differently than most would have expected just looking at the tail of the tape, but Orion truly holding his own here.
And Sagiri from Orion begging off those rib shots from Kevin Blackwood. And now steadies himself. What the hell is this kid going for?
He's thinking of something, but the longer he takes, the more chance he gives Blackwood to fight back. What is he planning here?
To the outside?
Oh, you're ridiculous for
Come on,
this
it's a
one.
cement floor, buddy. And Blackwood knows it. He knows how detrimental that would be. Not just to the title, but to his career. Oh no, oh no! Double foot stomp on the apron! You have got to be kidding me!
It is no laughing matter, Jordan. I think it's only a matter of time.
Brain buster. Thanks for coming, Danny O'Ryan. What? Huh?
Boy, he had to dig down as far as Orion's belt is far away in order to kick out of that. Where did he get that from?
Forget the new wave of pro wrestling. We might be seeing a new West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion.
You know, for a guy who, when he came through that curtain initially, fans didn't know what to make of him, he has won the Rose City over tonight.
Making some believers tonight is Danny O'Ryan. He didn't come here to win a popularity contest. He came here to win a championship. Blackwood off the ropes. Another PK to the back. Those have got to feel like death.
No one throws kicks better, or very few do, I would say, than Blackwood. Got now.
But took a little too much time setting it up, Z-Man. Orion catching the boot here.
Oh man, could this be Orion's moment?
That adrenaline coursing through the veins of Danny O'Ryan. Again, back to those legs. Boston Crab cinched in center of the ring.
Oh no, the pain etched on Blackwood's face. We could have history made here.
He's looking to make the champion tap out. Are we going to see it?
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh my word.
So wisely rolling him back towards the center.
Turning into kind of a lion tamer if he can get that extension.
Knee dug into the back. Blackwood's thinking about it. I can't believe what I'm hearing. This same crowd that was all Blackwood from the opening bell are now chanting tap.
Oh,
Small
good catch,
package.
good catch.
No.
Well, Blackwood almost slipped away with that one.
Crack. Shoot.
Jordan, I think we are going to see one hell of an upset here in a matter of moments.
Danny O'Ryan believes. The people believe. You believe. Are we going to see it?
Here it comes.
Neo-Deadly Rave!
I can't believe what we're seeing here.
Danny O'Ryan, this is your star-making performance, and it might be a champion-making performance. Rising tackle, cover.
We're going to see a new West Coast Pro Champion.
Ow! My heart is beating out of my chest, Z-Man. This is unreal.
I cannot imagine what it's going to take for either man to give up at this point.
I think Danny O'Ryan's got an idea. He's looking to fly once more.
Oh,
but
nobody in the pool.
yeah, Swanton bomb misses the mark. Bicycle kick.
That might have been the opening that Blackwood needed to put the exclamation point on this matchup. Thanks for coming, Danny O'Ryan.
Double foot stomp. Blackwood retains.
Danny O'Ryan's dream was firmly denied tonight here in Portland, but I don't think we have seen or heard the last of that young man. Kevin Blackwood is very lucky on any other night, and this is somebody who's the head of the Kevin Blackwood fan club. On any other night, it could have been a different result. So all the credit in the world to both individuals, but Blackwood showing why he still is that guy in Prestige Wrestling.
Kevin Blackwood heads into June 1st, united at the Vermont Hollywood in Los Angeles, California, still West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion. But the story tonight reads as such. Danny O'Ryan, welcome to the dance. I'll be honest, Z-Man, Heading into tonight, I did my research, but beyond his performances in West Coast Pro, I was largely unfamiliar with this kid, Danny O'Ryan. Tonight, I'm not keeping my eyes off of him.
I think he's made a believer in a lot of people here tonight. Boy, that match was exhausting to watch. I cannot imagine how it felt for either of those individuals. But boy, I am firmly a believer in Danny O'Ryan after that match we just witnessed.
You think that was exhausting, Brian? We still got one more on tap. It is main event time.
That's right.
Here in the Kliever Armory.
That's right, tag team action. You love to see the Prestige World Champion in action with his new muscle going against the old muscle. A couple of guys with something to prove in Sinner and Saint.
The noise implodes right now. It was in this very building nearly 2 years ago that those men, Sinner and Saint, went to war with the greatest tag team of all time, the Motor City Machine Guns. On that night, Alan Angels sat beside me in the commentary booth, and the prelude to the darkest timeline began. Since that night here in the Kliever Armory, Sinner and Saint against the Guns, Angels on commentary, so much has happened. Angels becoming Prestige Wrestling World Champion, those men becoming Prestige Wrestling Tag Team Champions. But it's an important distinction. They did it themselves. Angels did it with them. And 1 month ago at Roseland 11, they decided enough was enough. They were done with Angels throwing him around, treating him like trash, and more than anything else, they were done with him not holding up his end of the bargain. The noise is no more. S's stay up.
Well, you know what? The noise may be silenced, but Alan Angels is still loud and in charge as ever, as long as he's the Prestige Champion.
And as long as he has the big man, Jordan Cruz, by his side.
This is going to be a big test for Sinner and Saint. Last time we saw them in action, they took on the Lycos Gym in Las Vegas, and that was a very impressive win. But it's going to be a whole different ball of wax when they're going against his former boss and that new hunk of muscle in Jordan Cruz.
Talking about nothing to lose in Las Vegas. It was on that night that I thought we were going to see it. I thought the darkest timeline was finally going to come to an end, where in the main event, Calvin Tankman challenged Alan Angels in an anything goes match. And it looked like he had him. Only for Jordan Cruz to insert himself in that match, cost Tankman, and save the belt for Angels. And the question remains, what is the nature of this relationship? We saw in Vegas, Angels seemingly had no idea that Cruz was even going to be out there.
We certainly gave and looked
Hold on, Brian, hold on. Music to my ears.
Oh, okay, we'll lay out for this. And they stopped. But you know what? It's going to take a lot more than some chanting for Sinner and Saint to come up with a W here. You know, you asked what the nature of the relationship with Cruz and Angels is. I think that's for them to know and for us to find out. But I would have to imagine it's got to be mutually beneficial.
Yeah, Angels and Cruz saying it is a strictly business relationship. Whereas he let Judas Icarus and Travis Williams in, they became more than business partners or tag partners or friends. They became brothers in the eyes of Alan Angels. Said they broke his heart. That's not going to happen with the big man, Cruz. He is there as an insurance policy, plain and simple.
You know, Jordan, when you're a star and people look to you as a leader, that's a lot of pressure. When you've got people on your side, you need them to be in your corner. You know, this is exactly what I deal with wrestling with regret.
Oh boy, okay, yeah, there it is.
I got some loyal ride or die people on my side, and the ones who can't hold their weight, they're the ones who gotta go. As tough as it is, that's the nature of being your own boss and being a businessman.
Travis Williams here with the Portland faithful firmly behind him. Such a far cry from when he captured that Cascadia Wrestling Cup this past summer in this very building. Makes the tag to Icarus, who's taken off his feet from the big man Cruz. Cruz out of action here in Prestige for nearly a year due to an injury, a potentially career-threatening injury. Cruz bounced back from in record time.
That's right, and boy, he made a real impact in his short time pre-injury to Prestige. I can still remember what he did to Jaden.
Victories over the likes of G-Sharp and Alphaso in the interim. And somehow, some way, after returning from injury, he hasn't lost a step. There's no ring rust. He is meaner, nastier, and more dangerous than ever. Icarus now bringing Cruz back to Sinner and Saint's corner. You gotta think, this is not what they want. As good as it might feel, cover. As good as it might feel to take some of their aggression out on the big man, Jordan Cruz, they want Angels.
Oh yeah, they want the golden goose. They want to make a statement against the champion.
The same man they feel like used them, tried on their tendencies, said that he was a friend and brother, only to be absent, cover. Where it counted here, well, that same man just broke up the pin. Same man just cost Sinner and Saint a victory, which he's done time and time again.
But at least this time it's intentional.
Cruz now, you give him an inch, he'll take a mile, and he certainly took it. Shoving Icarus into the opposite corner, leaving the opening for Alan Angels, and now we'll tag in. Now Alan Angels will come in and lay the boots into Judas Icarus. Really interesting how that happens.
He's a strategist.
Oh, he's a strategist or he's a coward, Brian's saying. Talk about a thin line. Cover. Hightails it for the hills. The second Icarus is looking at him dead on. When he's got him down, courtesy of Jordan Cruz, then he makes the tag, and the second Icarus is back up to a vertical base, tags back out.
You know, Jordan, I'm beginning to think that pile driver Alan Angels gave you did something to your brain. There is a fine line, yes, but I will say this, Alan Angels has proven himself above and beyond to be a thinking man's wrestler, a thinking man's champion. He's always one step ahead.
Well, I have to give him this. He's thinking well with Cruz in his corner. It's hard to see a world where he loses that title as long as Jordan Cruz is champion. Hold on here. As long as Jordan Cruz is with the champion, excuse me. Alan Angels sent to the outside. Sinner and Saint now turn their attention towards Jordan Cruz in the ring. And this is classic Sinner and Saint, the tag team cohesion, Brian Zane. It's like they have one brain. One brain between the both of them. So fluid, so connected. Now sending Cruz outside the ring. These guys are on fire. There is a reason that they are the longest reigning Prestige Wrestling Tag Team Champions in company history.
It's true, just like Freddie Mercury said, one heart, one soul, and to them, they have one solution, and that is to beat Alan Angels.
You can see Alan chirping at fans at ringside, re-strategizing with Cruz. As big as Cruz might be, as impressive as Alan Angels might be, as much as it pains me to admit, our Prestige Wrestling World Champion, that there is no replacement for tag team synergy. Doesn't matter who's the best wrestler in a match, it matters who's the best tag team.
Well, Travis saw that coming, but not that.
Williams cleaning the clock of Alan Angels. Jordan Cruz here getting into it on the outside with Judas Icarus.
I gotta give these fans credit. They are very nimble. As soon as someone gets within an eyelash of that area, they are up and about.
And here we go again. Now Angels wants it. Now Angels wants the professional Travis Williams. Now that he's been blindsided by his insurance policy, now that he's flat on his back.
Oh!
Huge chop to the chest. And we talked about it, I should say, during that big trios tag team match with Jaden. How about the performance Travis Williams put on display en route to capturing the Cascadia Wrestling Cup?
That was a very strong performance. And he beat a great in Jaden in order to do it. Not to mention the rest of the tournament field.
Kever. Yeah, something tells me, perhaps it sounds like hyperbole. I don't care, I think it's the truth. Something tells me fighting this version of Alan Angels, this version of their former friend and Noise cohort with Jordan Cruz by his side might be more of an uphill battle.
I think they're chanting your name, Jordan.
No way.
Well, true, this version of Alan Angels is different than what we're used to. Now he's got Jordan Cruz at his side. He's about the size of Williams and Icarus put together.
Not only that, but Alan Angels so determined, so heartbroken. Hard to say without smiling. So heartbroken after what Sinner and Saint did to him.
I mean, have you ever had a friend betray you and stab you in the back, Jordan?
Cover from Angels. Broken up by Icarus every time.
It probably hasn't happened to you too much because I know you're low on friends.
Happens every time I'm on commentary with you, Brian Zane. Behind the official's back, Jordan Cruz with a choke.
Well, it turns out that Sinner and Saint aren't the only ones with some tag team tricks up their sleeve.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to compose myself here. I understand, big main event, a lot at stake here for both of these men. I love this place, Brian Zane. Plain and simple, I love prestige wrestling. Alan Angels with Jordan Cruz by his side is looking to do everything he can to burn it to the ground. Likewise, Sinner and Saint looking to do everything they can to stop him, to grab that torch and extinguish it.
I don't know how you could say that. Look at the numbers that Prestige Wrestling is getting. Look at where Prestige has come in the last couple of years. Alan Angels has been on top.
Cover! You think Angels cares? You think that's why he's doing it? He's doing it for one man, one reason. That's Alan Angels.
It gets the people going.
Angels now digging the boots into the professional. He's back at the Respect issue in Los Angeles, California, when Travis Williams gifted Angels victory at Globe Theater. That's how this all began, and now, as Jordan Cruz makes the tag, double suplex and a cover, feels like a million years away.
They are just wearing down the professional here. Williams is in a bad way.
Jordan Cruz also with a decided advantage, right? He has no horse in this race. For him, it is all business. There's no emotions like there is for Angels or Sinner and Saint. He's just trying to get the job done, and I think that behooves him, as much as I hate to admit it.
I think that makes him more dangerous in this one than Angels. I would agree with you.
Cruz now using that power to dominate the professional. Sent shoulder first, careening into those turnbuckles.
I think I saw the ring shift.
It's very, very dangerous, Brian Zane. Do not let that thin layer of padding fool you. Those turnbuckles are hard, cold steel. Might have dislocated a shoulder there.
Oh, breaks his back with his knee like so does Jordan Cruz. And what's Alan got here in mind? Bombs away.
Yeah, big axe handle there from Angels. Cover. Again, curiously, only wants in this match when Jordan Cruz has already battered and beaten Sinner and Saint. What do we make of that?
Well, like I said, he's a great tactician. He's a great team captain. If you've got Jordan Cruz on your side, why would you want to take all the reps?
Williams looking for that tag. He's reaching for Icarus, but Alan Angels isn't going to give it to him. He's going to make Williams pay for the betrayal. He's going to make Williams pay for the embarrassment we saw back at the conclusion of Roseland 11.
Williams is fighting like hell to get out of that waist lock. Look at this.
Ducking and dodging, bobbing and weaving here. Makes the tag to Icarus.
Boy, Alan got juked.
And Allen tags in Jordan Cruz. The seconds it's a fair fight, Allen wants out of here.
Icarus, you saw him do a little stutter step, but then he realized he had to go in feet first.
Bare feet first, drops Jordan Cruz. The insurance policy in a bad way, courtesy of the born sinner.
Here we go. Oh, Icarus almost got, he escaped certain doom from that suplex.
And Jordan Cruz escape of his own here. Icarus ducks under.
Oh, breaks that clothesline, get a blind tag.
And here's Travis Williams, sends Cruz careening outside the ring. And shades of Roseland 11. Deja vu.
Here we go. Icarus is lighting up his former friend, the champion.
It was the shot heard round the world. Icarus looking for it one more time, but Alan Angel's running like a you-know-what.
Well, Williams saw it coming, and right now there's no respite for the rock star.
This is for 2 years of disrespect. This is for 2 years of manipulation. This is for 2 years of Alan Angels using Sinner and Saint. Now they're going to use him.
Here we go, Angels. Oh!
Spear!
Where is Jordan Cruz? Where did he wind up?
We have called a lot of Judas Icarus matches. I am not sure I have ever seen this version of the Born Sinner.
This is certainly a level of intensity hitherto unforeseen.
Angels thinking suplex instead. Icarus got him up and drops him down. Cover.
Oh, could have him here.
No. You know, Brian Zane, we've been so caught up in the personal implications of this matchup, we haven't even talked business ourselves. What would it mean for Icarus or Williams if they're able to get a pinfall victory over the world champion?
Well, we finally proved you right in that Alan Angels needed them to win. But right now, if they get that win, then yes, they'll prove all the haters wrong.
Not only that, that no doubt puts them in contention for a potential world championship match. Icarus now legal. Angels looking for the German suplex, but Icarus saves his man.
Here we go. Look at this. Angels on an island unto himself getting his you-know-what rocked.
Classic Sinner and Saint. Buster! Cover from the legal Icarus!
Oh, that's gotta do it. Wait a minute.
Oh, you asked where's Jordan Cruz? There he is, and not a moment too soon.
Right where he needed to be.
Saving his man. Jordan Cruz aligned himself with the top dog.
Look at this. Hey, look at this agility here.
And now he's doing that top dog's dirty work, but Sinner and Saint, too quick to call. Certainly too quick to stop. Kicks in stereo for Icarus and Williams.
Cruz has been just about knocked out. I think he's out of the equation right now in this match.
And now they turn their attention towards the head of the snake. You want to
look out, Alan.
You want to be the front man? Here you go, pal. Nobody home. The bare feet of Judas Icarus caught with the boot of Williams.
Ouchie, right in the piggies.
Baseball slide here from Alan Angels now. Double stomp to the neck. That was brutal.
Don't ever count the front man out.
Blind tag there from Jordan Cruz. Lope from the champion.
That's right, Cruz the legal man. He's not just muscle, he's brains too.
And Jordan Cruz wants to prove to Alan Angels that he's worth whatever this business deal might be. That he's worth his weight in Kamagoyes and gut-wrench power bombs.
Gazoon tight. Oh!
Sending Williams into Icarus, using another man as a weapon.
Look at this.
Oh no.
Another tag.
Brian Zane, you know who gets superplexed? Everybody gets superplexed!
Splat!
Frog splash! Cover!
The power and the glory!
No! I don't care how big Cruz is. I don't care how crafty Alan Angels is. I don't care how much money there is at stake between the both of them. You don't beat the tag team synergy of Sinner and Saint.
Not yet, anyway. The night is still young.
Cruz sent outside the ring. Alan Angels does the same to Williams.
Security on top of it here. This whole crew's on top of it. Let's give some love to the production crew, really making this stuff happen.
Hold on in the ring. Angels thinking Angels wings.
Oh,
no.
He could have him here. Look out.
He could not. Icarus back on top.
Oh, over and out is Icarus. Oh,
Williams sweeps the leg of the champion. And here comes Judas.
Oh, right in the back. He didn't see that coming at all.
Big crossbody wiping out Angels.
Almost taking out the security along with him.
Judas is wiping out an Angel here. But the job is not done, Z-Man. It's not enough to batter him. They already did that at Roseland 11. They want a decisive win. But Jordan Cruz isn't going to let it happen.
Oh!
Travis Williams wipes out the insurance policy.
What's Icarus got in mind here? Nice penalty kick right to the chest. Follows it up with a stomp. Oh!
Those feet are bare and they are devastating. Here comes the professional with a huge knee strike.
Oh, my stars and garters. Alan Angels, you better look out. Oh, no!
No wings melted here! Cover! No! So close! Milliseconds away from Icarus pinning the world champion.
You know, every time Angels gets his knees up, another Angel gets his wings. But right now, Alan's gonna need a lot more luck on his side. Boy, these fans are firmly paying attention to what's going on in the ring here. They are entranced by what they see.
Yeah, now Angel's looking for that Angel's wings. Looking to make Icarus pay, but Williams not gonna let it happen. Professional lariat! Saving his boy!
He just laid him out. Wait, what's Cruz got in mind here?
No more sorrow!
Oh my word!
Tornado DDT! This is Bedlam, Brian!
This is a huge moment for Sinner and Saint if they can continue the offense.
Thinking Lighthouse Lariat. Angels saw it coming. These two know each other so well. And now into that Halo stretch.
Here we go.
It's not enough to beat Icarus. He wants to make him tap out. He wants to embarrass him the way that he was embarrassed at Roseland 11. Williams looking for the save, but Cruz with the ankle lock cinched in.
Look at this. Oh, this is going to be it.
My
so
God.
long, Sinner and Saint.
Oh, they're going to do it. Or not. They are not. Williams rolled through, used Cruz's own momentum against him, sent him careening into his boss.
This match is absolutely bonkers.
So much at stake. This boiled over for years. And now Sinner and Saint finally getting the chance to do what they've wanted for months. Williams taking the fight to both Angels and Cruz here.
Williams fighting like a man possessed.
Power bomb, give the assist to Cruz.
Well, that's one way to exorcise a demon.
Whatever this deal was, one has to think it was well worth it for Alan Angels. It's paying off in a big way.
Well, and now Judas must suffer for his sins.
If he's going down, if he's going down, he's dragging them to hell with him!
Defiant to the last is Judas Icarus.
Halo strike, tombstone pile driver, that's it.
Good night.
What? Oh my God!
How?
No way! No freaking way, Z-Man! Am I seeing this?
Your eyes are not deceiving you. That bell has not rung yet. We are literal inches from it, and we've not seen that bell ring yet.
A Halo strike, a tombstone pile driver, and a kick out. He's not getting the shoulder up after this. He's not getting the shoulder up after the Angels' wings.
He's not going to get up, period, after this. Wait a minute.
Angels showing mercy? No. No, he wants Cruz to do his dirty work for him. He says, Icarus, you aren't even worth it. No! This is Sinner and Saint's finishing move! This is the ode to the fallen! And Williams will be damned if he lets them disrespect it like this! Professional lariat to the neck. It's Cruz out cold.
He is out on his feet there. Dead weight on Icarus's back. But look at this.
Icarus, look at the strength. Where's he getting it from?
All Angels can do is watch in awe.
Inhuman stuff from the Born Sinner. Big back body drop.
Oh my stars and garters, Jordan, you can see the look in Angel's face and Judas's face. You know both men mean business tonight.
A Herculean effort from Judas Icarus. Angels has done everything to get the Duke, has done everything to give him a taste of his own medicine, but Icarus will not go down. Again, going for that shot, the same one we saw at Roseland 11, but Angels evades.
He had it scouted.
You gotta think that jaw's still hurting. He does not want to feel that money shot again.
Here we go. It's gonna be, I think, a matter of who makes the first mistake.
Goozle ducks the strike, and in comes Williams.
Oh no, Alan, look behind you.
They're beaten, they're battered, but Sinner and Saint still very much in this. There's that punch. All it takes is one. And an ode to the fallen for good measure, but Cruz stops it.
He took a bullet for him.
He tried to.
Angels wings.
But Icarus, crucifix. Oh my God, he got him. Oh my God. Judas with a crucifix to Angels. Icarus just pinned the world champion, and Jordan Cruz is beside himself.
Well, that was a hell of an upset win, but they are not going to have very long to celebrate if Cruz has his way.
Come on, man. You did your due diligence. You proved you were worth it. You took a bullet for the man. What are we doing here?
Clearly, this business arrangement is far from over, and I think the conflict between these two sides also far from over.
Yeah, this business arrangement far from over. The darkest timeline far from over. Cruz tried to do this to Starboy earlier on tonight. Now he lands the burning hammer on Judas Icarus, the same man who saved the Denim Dragon.
Well, no good deed goes unpunished. Tell you what, Angels and Cruz may have lost the matchup.
No.
But I have a feeling that Allen is going to make good on his investment, win or lose.
He said it doesn't matter if Icarus beat me. It doesn't matter if Icarus pinned me.
Oh boy. Well, Judas, been nice knowing you. No!
Championship belt upside the skull of Icarus.
Well, how do you feel about this, Jordan?
This is disgusting. This is disgusting, plain and simple. Sinner and Saint defeated Allen Angels and Jordan Cruz fair and square, and they can't live with it. Because Allen Angels realizes, and there's no maybe about it anymore, Brian Zane, that without Sinner and Saint, he is not the world champion that has dominated this organization for over a year.
I hate to sound like the worst people in the world on Twitter, Jordan, but cry harder. Because Angels still stands tall as the Prestige World Champion. And with Jordan Cruz in his corner, I don't think there's anyone who can stop him, not even Sinner and Saint.
Well, Judas Icarus can dry his tears, knowing he holds a pinfall victory over the world champion, knowing that he has Allen Angel's number. But as it is time and time and time again, before thanks to Sinner and Saint, now thanks to Jordan Cruz, Allen Angels stands tall. He's still your world champion, and the darkest timeline is far from over.
woes for Sinner and Saint have just begun.
Alan Angels heads into June 1st. The Vermont, Hollywood, and Los Angeles, California West Coast Pro, DPW, and Prestige united with a defense against Jordan Oliver. And one has to think that this issue between him and Judas Icarus is far, far from over.
What a night it's been here in Portland. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you gotta come see Prestige Wrestling live and in living color. It's the only way.
S's stay up. Alan Angels and Jordan Cruz may have gotten the last laugh here tonight, but Brian Zane, something tells me Sinner and Saint aren't done until they have their head on a silver platter, until that world championship has been removed from the waist of the front man. For Brian Zane, I'm Jordan Castle. This has been West Coast Pro Wrestling and Prestige Wrestling's Conquer the World. We thank you for joining us.
What a night in the Rose City.
We'll see you next time. Through it all, Sinner and Saint stand tall.
I'd be lying if I said that things have been going my way lately. Because they damn sure haven't. They damn sure haven't. Jordan, I'm proud of you tonight. You did a good job. You did a very good job, but I need you to know that I will never, ever trust you. Because the two people that I thought I could trust the most in this world turned their back on me. They betrayed me. The two people that I thought were my best friends betrayed me. Why? Why? They say it's because I didn't treat them good, because I never did anything for them. That's not true. They turned on me because of this. Because they're hungry. They're hungry for championships, for gold. They want what I have, what they will never have. What did you say? They're jealous? You're damn right. They're jealous. They're jealous of me. Judas Icarus, Travis Williams, I made you a star. And if you think that just because you pinned me tonight, because I lost for the first time in Prestige Wrestling in over a year, that means that I'm gonna let this slip out of my hands into your greedy, greedy little knuckles, you got another thing coming. Judas, I don't think you realized what you've done. You messed up, and you messed with Alan Angels at the wrong time.
I mean, whichever. Like, I know what we said, but I'm cool with whatever.
Cut the
I don't
bullshit,
wanna...
man. Yo, cut the bullshit.
Yeah.
Huh? We talked about this, huh?
I know.
Did we not?
I know.
Whoever pinned Alan Angels gets a shot at that Prestige World Heavyweight Championship, and you pinned Alan Angels.
I did.
We got a lot of history in this building. This is where I won the Cascadia Cup, in this building, and tonight, you beat Alan Angels in this building. But it ain't over. We ain't finished. Because we ain't finished until you are the Prestige World Heavyweight Champion.
I'll take that on. I will take that on. Alan, we just got a tiny, tiny bite of the big chomp that we want to chew out of you. So Alan, whether or not you walk into Combat Clash Prestige World Champion, I want you. I want you so bad. And only you. Yeah, and only you. And if I can do one thing for myself here, if I can do one thing for myself, Alan, I want you in a steel cage at Combat Clash.
Yeah.
Alan, I am tired. I am so tired of you walking around like your ship can't sink as two people that were aboard your ship for far, far too long. I see the cracks. I see the cracks. And I will so gladly be your iceberg. So Alan, you walk into Combat Clash and we will leave you crawling. And me, for the first time ever, will walk out Prestige Wrestling World Champion. And if I can say one more thing, Trevi, S's will absolutely stay up. On July 13th, S's will be world champions. That's what you wanted?
Yeah, man.
That's what I want.